saw in a board and I'll cut it. I'll climb up a ladder with a hammer and a nail and I'll nail it. Well, we worked so hard to build a little house together. In the snow or the rain or the ice cold wind, whenever. No matter what the weather, we're together. Let me have a rule and a saw and a board and I'll cut. Climb up a ladder with a hammer and a nail and I'll nail it. Well, we worked so hard to build a little house together. In the snow or the rain or the ice cold wind, whenever. No matter any weather, we're together.
Le, ja. Ja. I am Lelele. How's everybody doing? I try to contribute where I can, you know, to the musical melodies that are The Witcher. I feel like it's only fair. How's everybody doing? Everybody rocking and rolling? Feeling good? Living life to your fullest? Hopefully you are. For it is a lovely day as we quickly approach Christmas. The season's upon us. And it's chilly outside. Is that true? Somebody said that it's minus 38 where you are, Kojo. Dude. That's freakish. Only 4 days left. Yes. Yeah, no, it's a little wacky. The year is sprinting to a close. This is the last stream of the year, isn't it? In this space, there will be, I'm going to try at least, knock on wood, to do more stream, or at least one or two more streams, probably after Christmas from my phone. I might be able to do one on Friday off of my phone while we drive up to Wyoming, but reception's really spotty, so I don't know if I'll be able to do that. But we'll see. Welcome to Canada, my friend. Yeah, no kidding. When I was in Minnesota, I experienced for the first time cold that was so potent that if you spat, by the time it reached the ground, it would be a little ball of spit ice. It was ridiculous. Just on another level. Like, if you haven't ever experienced that cold, it's something beyond imagination. It's just, everything about it screams, humans should not be here. Except we are for some reason. There is crazy. I've just given up on it. I can't get a haircut till the new year, basically. The schedule's too wild, so I'm just dealing with it. Wazid, birthday is coming up. Awesome. If I don't see you, happy birthday in anticipation. Enjoy my day off. Glad to hear it, light souls. Let's see what else is going on with you guys. Let's see. Hope everybody is prepared for this supposed Arctic blast that the states are supposed to get today, tomorrow, and Friday. Yes, if you were not aware, there's apparently some gust of wind the size of Siberia, coming from Siberia, is set to blast through the states. I wonder if I actually, hold on, full screen, enhance, winter storm map, maybe. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, this is it. This is about to get freaky. Can I not go full screen? Really? Okay, well, you notice all of this, minus 26, minus 18, minus 11, minus 10. Then these are single digits, and then we get into the double digits around like 20, 25 degrees. Over the course of the next, this is Thursday, so tomorrow, it's going to swoop down. So here in Colorado, it's going to be like 13 degrees. We were going to Arizona to try and escape the cold, but it looks like we're just going to get slapped with 20-degree weather in a place where it's supposed to be a desert. Oops. But this is going to be Friday, just an ocean of minus 15, minus 20-degree temperatures. It's absolutely crazy. In Texas, Dallas will be 11 degrees Fahrenheit. That's ridiculous. Then Saturday, it'll start to warm up a little bit. It'll probably be like 7 degrees here. And then Sunday, it'll start to warm up a little bit. It's still going to be in the 20s and low teens, even in Texas. But I mean, that's crazy. So everybody, if you live in a place that's going to get hit by this and you don't normally get cold weather, make sure, like overnight, leave your water running just a little bit through like the kitchen faucet. Just a little drip, like you're feeding a cat water. It helps keep the water flowing so they don't freeze up. The pipes don't freeze up. Disconnect all of your hoses from the outside of the house. Absolutely. Prep. In Texas, you never know. Like Texas, you got to get blankets prepped. You got to get all that stuff prepped. because those states are not built for the cold at all. So it's missing us here in NYC for now. Yeah, it looks like you're going to dodge it. It might blow a little further east, might blow a little further west, but it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. I don't know. Scotland got hit by this last week. Coldest December in recent memory, apparently. It was cold. Yeah, no, I believe it. It's apparently just like a freakish combination of winds and chills from Siberia that have gone up over the Arctic and now are slamming into North America. What about Alabama? It looks like it's going to get down. I mean, according to this, I think it's probably worst on like Friday to Saturday. But like even here down in Alabama, you're looking at 13 depending on where you are, 13 to 20 degrees. That's crazy. Single digits all through like Ohio -1. Up towards like upstate New York is going to be 11 degrees. That's pretty normal for you guys, I think, though. It's like it's like Montana, northern Idaho, North Dakota. Those places are going to be ridiculously cold. So just prep, because it's going to be way colder than people are used to, for sure. Like Colorado, we have some days each winter that get this cold. It's not that out of the ordinary, so we're kind of, it's normalized for us. But for people like in Texas, where they're expecting it to be like 70, 80 degrees, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. It's going to be freaking cold. Bundle up, Memphis. Yesterday, it was -42 where I'm at. It's going to be chilling, yeah. Ice is going to be dangerous. Places that don't freeze don't know how to handle black ice. It's true, TB. People drive like maniacs, even in Colorado. We always joke that it's just Californians who moved here that don't know how to drive. Either they try to drive on icy conditions and roads. They try to drive just blasting forward at like 65 miles an hour. And they'll just, I mean, you'll watch it and they'll just be driving. There's a slight turn in the road, maybe just like 5-10 degrees. And they'll just glide right into the median. They just, not even like they were trying to steer away. It's just, they slam. I once saw a pickup truck roll for like probably 50 to 70 yards because it was super icy. He tried to be a dick and like go around somebody in the middle of an ice storm. When I was driving on my way to Denver, or way home from Denver, probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And he was just being a dick. And he thought, you know what? I can just get around this guy. It was like a minivan. He swerves around him, tries to get around him, but it was all icy. And the guy rolled his very nice truck a long way. I hope he's okay. I don't know. Of course, I was on the highway, so I kept driving. Like, I'm not going to stop in the middle of the storm. But it was one of those things, like, I never understood that. You drive like a maniac, you could kill yourself in the process and other people. And you might save like 30 seconds. Like, what are you doing? I seriously don't get it. F around and find out. Yeah. What's that meme of the guy? This is how much you F around, and this is how much you'll find out. Around and find out. Yeah, here it is. Oh, hold on. Where is it? There.
So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph, and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Yeah, that's what that guy ran into. It's just being a dumbass. Like, again, you don't get anything for it. Like, I started taking note. I was like, okay, so these people who like blast around, and like drive like maniacs on the highway. Like, I started when I was driving to Denver, because a lot of these people would be on their way to Denver as well. and we're all headed to the same place. So I would take note of like one aggressive driver in the morning on my way to Denver. Over the course of like the hour and a half drive, I would be watching for that person. 95% of the time, you'd catch him like in Fort Collins, and you'd see him starting to drive like a crazy person. And then you head to Denver, and by the time we reach Denver an hour and a half later, he's been driving like a dick the whole morning, and he's right next to me in traffic when we arrive. He might be like 3 or 4 cars up. Like, he didn't save any time, but I don't know. It drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. I am Bobby. This lighting angle looks a lot better on you, Luke. Appreciate you, Michael. I used to have this camera angle, and then I changed it over here for some reason. I don't know. This follows in the tradition of Rembrandt lighting, actually. Little lighting lesson for you. Basically, the idea is that you arrange the lights at a 45-degree angle off the camera, and you try to get a small triangle of light on the opposite cheek. And if you do that, it's called Rembrandt lighting. And it, of course, comes from the painter, Rembrandt, who kind of popularized this style of lighting. And you can see it in pretty much all of his paintings. Like this one, you see 45 degrees off center. He's got the triangle of light. Same here. The lighting's slightly off center. You got the triangle. So if you can maintain that, then it works. This camera angle, of course, the light's right next to the camera, so it's not going to do the same thing. But that's at least the idea. And I do like it more. I don't know why I do remember. It was like how I previously had it angled and how I had all the lights and cameras calibrated. It was like very aggressive. The lights were tough. They were way brighter than this, and I could barely see whenever I looked at my screen. Luke, thoughts on Take-Two? Also, what are the best games to show off your PS5, like adaptive triggers and stuff? I still think the best game that did adaptive triggers was probably, I think Ratchet and Clank did it really well. Rift Apart, that is. And also Astro's Playroom probably did it the best out of any game. But, that's because the entire point of that game was to show off the adaptive triggers and the new controller and everything. So I'd say those are probably the two best. Every other game that's been out, like, they kind of mess around with it a little bit, but yeah, Returnal's another good one. I don't know. It is a hardcore gimmick. You know, there's not a huge lot. I can't talk. There's not a huge amount of games that really do something unique with it, but it's also like, what could you do more than like having a couple different stops of trigger pulls, which is what Ratchet does. It's what Returnal does. It's pretty cool. But yeah, now that you mentioned Returnal probably is right up there with Ratchet and Clank that does it the best. Man misses all my messages. Hold on, Rocky. You just blend in so well. Let's see. As for It Takes Two, I love It Takes Two. Quick disclaimer, Lego Builders Journey is free on Epic for 24 hours. Luke loves the game, and so do I. Here's his vid on it. Yes, Lego Builders Journey. Super adorable. Weirdly, like, sweet for being a Lego game. I really like that game. So if you have not played it, it's free on Epic right now. It's pretty short, but it's a cool little Lego puzzle game, and I really like it. I can pin it, yeah. Voila. Go check it out. Is the haptic feedback a gimmick? Yeah. I mean, it's also just like slightly better rumble. It's fine. But the real problem with the PlayStation controllers that people have sort of addressed, one, of course, battery life is terrible. It just is. Anybody who tries to say, like, somebody on Twitter replied to me. It was like, well, I get 19 hours of gameplay off of it, so I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, you're a liar. That's just not true. I don't know how, like, what you're playing or what you're doing to get that. But any sort of PlayStation 5 title that uses haptic feedback and adaptive triggers will not get anywhere near that. It's more like a 4 to 5 hour battery, if we're being honest. It's just not true. It's just not true. But And the other thing, Linus brought this up actually, that I thought was actually a really, really good point that like nobody's brought up that I've heard anybody else say. If you look at, of course, the DualSense PS5 controller, it has rechargeable batteries inside. The problem with that, or the benefit, let's start with benefits. The benefits of that is that you can quickly recharge it, especially with the native support for like the docks where you can just plop it down and it charges. That's great. It's pretty convenient and you don't have to buy AA's or anything like that. On the Xbox controller for the series consoles, it's of course got a battery compartment where you're going to put AA batteries. Now, in my experience, this controller lasts, I mean, I don't think I've changed these batteries since I got this Series S. They last forever. I mean, it's very robust. You can also go and get rechargeable AA batteries with the little charger kit for like $12 on Amazon, and then you'll never have to replace them. You'll just pop out to recharge the other ones and then swap them. Super, super easy. And the other thing that Linus brought up was that long-term, fast forward 10, 15 years, the market for these controllers is going to be insane because there is no easy way to take care of the batteries that will lose potency and power. Already these controllers have battery problems. And so in 10 years, they're only going to be worse if they're used controllers. And even new controllers never used before will still have battery degradation. And so the used market for these is going to be extremely hindered. Whereas with these, they're like the used controller market will be extremely healthy because you just pop out AA batteries, put them in. Whereas this thing, you'd have to take it apart to replace the batteries that will die off. It's a huge, huge boost for Xbox in terms of long-term support and reducing e-waste. Because a lot of these PS5 controllers, as they get worse and worse and worse, people just move on from them. Because the other problem they have, in addition to battery problems, is major problems with stick drift. I asked you guys on Twitter, I asked a bunch of you if you've had problems with stick drift, and the overwhelming majority of you said that you have had problems with the original PS5 controllers that you got when you got your console, like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And that's a problem. Like, these are $70 controllers. You can get them on sale occasionally for $50. I get it. But these are $70 controllers. We tore Nintendo a new one when they did it. We got to hold Sony to the same account, you know? People buy used earphones. I would say if they're really nice, I could see that. But I don't know if you'd buy like... I don't know if I'd ever buy used AirPods. Like headphones that go in your ear, I don't think I could ever do that. I find that kind of gross. Should I play The Last of Us? I heard you and others talk about it, but I never played it. I would say so. If you like narrative games and you like stories in games, absolutely. I think it's a must, to be fair. I beat Elden Beast with my controller randomly pointing up. Props. I beat Elden Beast in less than 90 seconds with an exploit because From Software didn't balance a bunch of weapons. But fanboys will still say that the game is perfect. I'm like, I love the game. I love Elden Ring. It's my game of the year. Love it. But it was like so unbalanced that you could literally get an exploit built out where you can just totally break it. It's pretty funny. I don't quite understand why 5 to 6 hour controller battery life is abysmal. Psycho, I'm going to be real with you. A decently adjusted person should be playing games max for like maybe 3-4 hour sessions at a time. I agree playing for like an 8 hour stretch is a little silly, but it does happen. It does happen. I think part of this is that the standard has been set by previous generation console controllers and things. And so people kind of just expect to be able to play their game, leave their PlayStation 5 controller on the couch, and then get up the next day to keep playing the game. And then they'll like be able to pick it up and keep playing. For me, if I play a heavy session on the PS5, say upstairs or down here, and I leave the controller on the desk, and then I come back down and I try to continue playing, I might get 30 minutes in. And then I've got to pull out a cord and try to charge it with a battery bank, or I am in a nice, very comfortable position where I have multiple controllers, but not everybody does. Like some people, they got their console, they got their one controller, and they will not be arsed to spend another $70 on another controller, you know? And I don't think they're wrong for doing that. $70 is a lot of money. For 4 hours, it's not worth turning the PC on. Do we know if it's bad to charge PS5 controllers overnight? I have to imagine, Michael, I don't know this, but I would be shocked if Sony didn't have an adaptive charging thing set up. Because what normally happens, or what, like, say, iPhones or Samsung phones will do, is they will quickly learn how you normally charge them, and especially, like, if you leave them on the chargers all the time. And they'll keep the battery at, like, 80%. So that, you know, they'll charge it to maybe 95, let it drip down to 80, then they'll charge it up a little, and they'll just fluctuate that. I would think that they do something like that for the PlayStation 5 controllers, but maybe they don't, because, you know, worst case scenario, if the battery life gets worse and it keeps degrading, you'll just go buy a new one. Manufactured obsolescence is what they call it. It's the same freaking thing Apple does with their phone batteries. Samsung kind of flips it. For Samsung phones, what they do is they just offer such ridiculous trade-in values for these things that you'd be stupid not to trade it in every year. Like this thing, everybody like freaked out when I initially like showed that I carry two phones now. One, for the record, I talked to you guys about this. One is a business line and then the other is personal. But I just had this laying around. You know what I got this for? This like $1,200 flagship phone. Got it for like a total of $57 or something like that. And it's because I had an old phone lying around and I traded it in, and the Samsung trade-in program is ridiculous. Like they'll basically just give you the phone if you have another phone to trade in for it. It's insane. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Whereas iPhones, like Apple will be like, yeah, we'll give you $30 and a stick of gum for that 6-month-old phone. It's frustrating. Yeah, the Samsung Fold has a crazy trade-in. Yeah, I had a Z Fold 3 and I had a Z Fold 4 for about a month. They hadn't fixed a lot of the software problems I had, which is the main reason. Forspoken, Kunal. Just kidding. That game looks toxic. As for other, like Dead Space remake, I think it's the big one. I believe Atomic Heart is January, or is that February? Do I have it noted? Content planner. Yeah, that's January. So that Wild Hearts. No, that's February. I'm reading February. I can't read. So Dead Space remake. Forspoken. So. Let's see. I'm horrible at Soulsborne games, but love the concept and the worlds FromSoft creates. Should I muscle through and just get good? I don't know. It goes back to the idea of an acquired taste. Acquired tastes are kind of stupid. Let's be honest. It's like I was trying to eat a particular type of sushi at a restaurant with friends, and I just tried it and it made me want to dry heave. And I was like, this just is like, it's kind of gross. I'm going to be real. It's kind of gross. Feels like I'm licking an oyster's butt. I don't like it. And they said, oh, well, it's an acquired taste. You just have to eat more of it, and then you'll become acclimated to the taste, the consistency. And I was like, this thing, for one, is really expensive. Two, I don't like it currently. So, like, why would I do all of this work to like something that I just don't like? What do I get out of that, other than now liking something that's really expensive and thinking that I look cool for liking it? It just doesn't make sense. And, like, so instead, I just eat the sushi that I do like. I'll try whatever you give me. Somebody gave me haggis. I tried haggis. I really like haggis. I'm an experimentative eater, if that's even a term. However, I'm not going to eat something as an acquired taste so that one day I might like it. Why would you do that? I don't understand it. As for Soulsborne stuff, what I would say is if it does connect with you, Soulsborne games can be tremendous in a lot of ways. But not everybody likes those kinds of games. Not everybody likes the trudge of them. Some people, for example, love Returnal as a roguelike game. I personally just don't really like roguelike games. I find them more frustrating than fun or fulfilling. People will say like, oh, well, after you die multiple times in a single loop, you'll go back down and then you'll run the loop again with slightly things changed around. And then you'll get it. You'll beat the boss and you'll feel amazing until eventually you make the perfect run and you don't die at all. And I'm like, I don't know. For me, I don't get the dopamine payoff of feeling like I did it. I'm great. For me, I just get halfway through the run. I get killed by whatever, bullet hell effect happens. And then I go, screw this. I hate this. And I move on. Like, it makes me upset and angry. It frustrates me more than it satisfies me. So think of it like perfecting a racing line. Yeah, well, and that's exactly the thing. Some people are fine with grinding that out. For me, I don't really like the grinding of that stuff. Like, I just don't really respond to it. I find it more frustrating generally than fun. What type of build you played in Elden Ring? A bunch, Renier. We experimented with everything from like blood builds. We did one with like the big great swords. I had one build which was purely magic focused. Another build we experimented with was that sort of Night and Flame build that was totally broken. That one was ridiculous. So a bunch. Luke going to a sushi roll and getting a California roll. No, like I like eel. I like I just really like eel, if I'm being real. The eel sauce when they drizzle that on it. Yeah, I'm a fan of eel. I think what it was I think it was octopus. I tried biting into it and I was like, it's just chewy. It doesn't taste like anything. And they're like, well, it's an acquired taste. Eventually you'll become acclimated to the consistency and you'll really, really like it. I was like, I just don't like it. Like, I'm good. I'll just eat the thing that I do like, Let's see. Yeah, I'm good then because Demon Souls made me lose my voice. Yeah, I could totally buy that. Demon Souls is very tough. But the remake, beautiful, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Do you plan on replaying the game live? Renier, we looked at it. We tried a couple of rounds of it. People weren't that interested in watching it. Maybe one day we'll go back to it. As of right now, I think people are just like those of us who played Elden Ring played a lot of Elden Ring this year. I put maybe like 200 hours in across PC and PlayStation 5. I played a lot of that game. Not maybe a lot compared to some people, but because some people are ridiculous. But I did play a lot of that game, and I think a lot of other people did as well. And so a good number of us are just kind of like, okay, let's calm down. Let's let it sizzle, Let it sizzle. Last of Us Remake and Returnal coming to PC? Sure are. Let's see. Luke thoughts on Infamous Second Son. Any chance of a critique? I don't know about if they announce like a sequel or something coming. I think I could tackle it then. We might do like an I Tried or something like that. That could be fun. On a side note, I'm actually quite a big fan of the Sonic franchise, and I can confirm I look nothing like Chris Chan. But I suppose you would have to trust my word. That's good to hear. Sorry, that was funny. I don't shame anybody for liking different games. I don't. Do your thing. I don't care. However, Sonic fans seem to be a different breed, and I'm just being real. Okay. You guys are crazy. And like, it is funny that now everybody thinks of Sonic fans as just being like an army of Christians. That is like objectively hilarious. But like some of the shit people were doing, like people were trying to like dox and swat Video Game Donkey for his video making fun of Sonic Frontiers. Like, that's insane. And like, I've joked around and I've been like, yeah, I really just don't, I just don't really get Sonic. I just don't really see what's fun about it. The gameplay, I've tried them before. I just find the gameplay mindless. And I know some people are going to be like, well, actually, the gameplay is really engaging. If you found it mindless, you just didn't explore the depths and intricacies of it. But going back to the acquired taste thing, if I just don't like the game and I'm just like, yeah, if I like the game, the benefit is that now I'll be like lumped in with the Chris Chan folk. Like, I'm good. I don't need to like that game. You know, I'll be okay. I'll manage. I pre-ordered Jedi Survivor. I'm excited, even though Star Wars is a disappointment for now. Yeah, Disney across the board. Oh, that link isn't working for some reason. Hold on. Disney across the board. There we go. I got it working. Disney across the board recently, I feel like, has just been wrecking it. What's this? Solar Ash launch trailer. I feel like I've seen this before. This looks really familiar. They might have sent me a review code for this, actually. Because I swear to God I've seen this. Maybe we saw it at the Game Awards or something. I don't know. But it looks very familiar. It's very pretty. Little Shadow of the Colossus action. Some light puzzling, traversal, platforming. That's not bad. That's pretty interesting. Solar Ash from Annapurna. Yeah, Annapurna. Look at that. Interesting. Interesting. Huh. Journey meets Zelda? Yeah, kind of. What's up?
I'm vibing.
I'm vibing indeed. As a Star Wars nerd, I can say Star Wars definitely fell off. Yeah. It's just, people have given Robert Iger like the rock star treatment and acting like he's a brilliant CEO and that he's like the savior of Disney. I think he just wasn't a complete buffoon like what was it? Michael Eisner, the previous CEO of Disney. But like through his entire tenure as Disney CEO, after they bought Star Wars and everything else, they ran Star Wars into the dirt. The entire perception is that now Disney is just taking nostalgia and selling it for the biggest check possible. And Bob Chapek, Iger's replacement after Iger retired like a month before COVID hit, Bob Chapek, his whole philosophy as CEO until he stepped down recently, he didn't step down, he was fired by the board and replaced by Iger, who they pulled out of retirement. But Bob Chapek's whole thing, you could listen to him give speeches about this. Bob Chapek effectively said, Disney is so special to so many people that we can charge whatever we want for these products and services, Disney World, everything else, and people will pay it because it's Disney. And that magic is something they're willing to pay for. What he apparently just totally neglected to consider was that eventually that goodwill runs out. And eventually, if you take advantage of your customers enough, people will just say, screw you. And the magic that they were willing to pay extra for, that magic will be gone. And I think that's what they've started to realize. Sentiments of attendees that go to Disney World and all these parks and stuff has plummeted. People's perception of Disney as a brand is that they're just extremely greedy. And they seem to just butcher all of these major releases. So I really don't think it's going to fix now that Iger's back at the helm. People are like, oh, he's going to save Disney again. No. Iger's part of the problem. He's just really good at courting journalists, as far as I can tell. Nothing about magic, all about greed. Yeah, I mean, it's just like Walt Disney, his whole philosophy is that he would go on the rides with everyday attendees at Disney World, and he would stand in the lines with them, talking to guests as they were going on the attractions. And he would do it so that he could see what it was like to explore the park as a regular person, as a guest. Do you think Bob Iger's doing that? Do you think Bob Chapek's doing that? No. No. They ride a helicopter to work from their huge giga mansion. They don't give a crap. And you can tell. I mean, it's all through it. Like, you can really tell. Now he's a robot that eats babies. Yeah. Exactly. He evolved. He transcended. It would have been cool if Rey turned into a villain or Kylo became a good guy. I don't know. I just think like they thought, again, a lot of these problems with Disney adaptations and films in recent memory has just been that Disney thinks that they can do the bare minimum, and because they're Disney, you're just like, you won't give a crap. Yeah, Bob Paycheck. Yeah, exactly. Because it's Disney, you're just going to lap it up. And I think they got really cocky with Marvel, and now they think they can just pump out all of these new generation Marvel movies, and I don't think they're going to do well. I think that they're going to probably flounder. I don't know. Those of you in chat who are fans of Marvel stuff, does the new stuff look even moderately interesting to you? Because I feel like it's extremely underwhelming. No shade against the actors and actresses they have lined up. But I agree. I think with Endgame, I think it just... They tied up the Tony Stark storyline. They started to tie up other things. And now it just feels like they're really stretching to try and come up with new stuff. But it just is boring. And it's the same movie made 15 times over. Werewolf at Night was super good, but everything they've been putting out has been pretty mid. That's kind of how I feel. Thor was such a disappointment. I kind of agree. I was really excited for Thor, but I felt like it was just Taika Waititi given no guidance and no restrictions, and he just went out there and goofed around for like 2 hours. And I felt like there were so many plot points that were extremely rushed, and a ton of others that were really drawn out and just uninteresting. The whole plot line around Thor, like having a romantic relationship between his hammer and axe. Like, I get it. They found out that it was kind of fun to have Thor be a goofball, but it felt like that was all they had for the movie. Like, that was the whole thing. Christian Bale was good. That he was interesting, but I felt bad that he didn't get much screen time at all. The last couple of years have been too boring. Yeah, Thomas. And I just don't think that they've done anything to pull people back in. Ever since Iger took back over, I'm excited for Marvel's future because he lets Kevin I still don't know how to say his name. Feige? I don't know. He lets him do what he wants. When Chapek took the reins from Kevin and started doing things his way. Yeah, I just think Bob Chapek is a guy that is so horribly out of touch with the fan base and his customers. It really, really shows. And I think they're burning through all of their goodwill. I haven't met a single person. And we know people who love Disney and have gone to Disney World many times. We know a lot of people like that, and all of them are like, no, we're not touching Disney anytime soon. It's ridiculously expensive. And sure, like, I think the Star Wars hotel that they launched is like $6,000 a night. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. You can go and stay in like an all expenses paid resort on like one of the big islands in Hawaii with your own private hot tub and go and like swim with whales and finger mermaids in your spare time, and you'll spend half of that. Think mermaids don't have Disney magic? They do, and it's far more potent than anything Disney World has right now. What's for dinner? I today had some lemon. It was like creamy lemon pepper chicken with carrots and broccoli for breakfast. It was pretty good. Swim with Brendan Fraser. Has anybody seen The Whale? I know it's in some theaters. I was going to go see it, but it's like the closest theater is an hour away. Where'd you see that on TripAdvisor, Luke? You just have to know where to look. It was one of the perks of the Airbnb I was looking at. No, but I've heard missed things. Okay, interesting. It could be a case where the like, you know, critics were raving about it, and it's just not a movie that everyday people will love. I will say I'm very familiar with the playwright who wrote The Whale, and I actually performed in another play of his, Bright New Boise, and so I love the story, and I think if Brendan Fraser even delivers half on what he's capable of for that role, I think it'll be tremendous. I hear on that, but you can do that in most beach locations. The Star Wars experience is new and can only be done at Disney. It's a bold bet on something completely new. It's true, Edgar, and I will not pretend to know what they have to offer at that hotel because I've not been there. I don't know what their Star Wars world, land, whatever you want to call it, is like because I have not been there. My understanding is that people generally like the ride, but the often like 4 to 6 hour wait to go on the one ride, people are less about it. And I just like, I don't know. There's got to be a better way. But then again, like Bob Chapek, he raised all the ticket prices for Disney, so now it's more expensive than ever to go to Disney. And I just think like people keep going. People are still paying it. Imperium, you want to spam him? Rocky, calm down. It's fine. People are chatting. It's fun. It's fun. I don't feel like it's gotten totally out of whack yet. Bob JPEG. Bob JPEG. Somebody's made a meme about that for sure. I miss Bob Iger. Well, he's back. He's back now. I need Luke Stevens tries Warhammer 40k assembling tabletop minis. We'll do a crossover with Henry Cavill. I'm glad to see that everybody unanimously agrees that attempted hit piece on Henry Cavill was like a total joke. I saw Asmongold did like a reaction to it and also was tearing it a new one because it's just like so stupid. Bob Imger. Disney is turning into a rich person thing. Yeah, it used to be a thing that everybody could dream of going to Disney and could afford it. That was one of Walt's dreams, was that everybody could go to Disney and experience that magic. But instead, now it's something where you probably can't go to Disney unless you are either extremely financially irresponsible or unless you are very financially stable and can afford to burn thousands and thousands of dollars on a big vacation. That honestly, I'm a Universal fanboy. I like Universal Studios. I think Universal does a better job at providing more mature rides at a better cost, and the attendant experience, the customer experience, I think is better. Fast and Furious, we won't talk about. That's a whole different thing. But I don't know. I just think Disney has not been it for a while. It's all about family. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to have been to Disneyland Paris in 2018 and 19, but it was only 2 days at the park, and it was both parks, though. Okay. They got family. Luke, have you seen Dan Harmon's Community? I rewatch Abed's Uncontrollable Christmas every year. Yes. Yes, I love Community. Freaking love it. Cars, tank tops, and family. As someone with the $1,600 Disneyland pass, it's not super worth it unless you're a huge Disney fan. Yeah, and I just, I'm sure some people say the same thing about Universal, like whatever they call them, annual passes, where, like, unless you're a big Harry Potter fan. Like, do you really need that? Probably not. Troy and Abed in the morning. Yeah, exactly. Am I a 30 Rock fan? Yeah, I've thrown in a couple jokes about 30 Rock in recent videos. Like, Jack, why are you wearing a tuxedo if the event isn't tonight? It's after 6. What am I, a farmer? I love it. I love it. Thank you for coming to my birthday party. Netflix, you must keep Henry Cavill as The Witcher and replace the writers instead. Almost 300,000 people have signed. That's hilarious. I don't know. At this point, this is one of those things. I think at this point, I don't know if he'd even want to go back. Like, the whole thing's so tainted. It's just gross. I priced up Disney World for 2 weeks coming from the UK, stay in the cheapest Disney resort, and it cost well over $5,000 for me, the missus, and our 1-year-old. Eye-watering. That's insane. It's hilarious that people think that online petitions do anything. Yeah, no, obviously it's not going to accomplish anything. But hopefully Netflix executives look at it and are like, okay, maybe next time we don't renew that showrunner. I don't know. When I first saw that showrunner, Lauren Hissrich, she seemed to be pretty passionate about it. And she said stuff like, oh, the amazing books that Andrei Sapkowski's brought to us, all of this. I thought maybe they can pull it off. But she brought on a team of crazy people who hate the source material to write the show. And it sounds like that whole hit piece against Henry Cavill was basically just he didn't like what they were trying to do by going against the source material of the show. So he was trying to actively resist it. And that means he's a sexist bigot. Also, because he's a gamer, he's a sexist. It's just insane. Yeah, Geralt's a side character in season 2. Yeah, it should have been called the Fringilla Hour. It was ridiculous. And like Fringilla, that actress, I've said it before, we watched WitcherCon, and that actress was toxic as hell. Every time there was a question, she would like lean forward and interrupt other people to start talking. And she did the cringe thing. Like, okay, I've done acting. I've been in plays and musicals and stuff before. Okay, I get it. Actors are all insane. I'm telling you this right now. You're talking about a group of people who can cry on cue. If that doesn't sound like a psychopath, I don't know what does. She kind of personifies the cringy, insufferable type of actor, because she got up there and the mic is on her and they ask her like some question. And she said, well, when I first learned about Fringilla, I feel like over the past year, I've really gotten to know her. She's like become part of me and I've learned so much from Fringilla. I'm like, shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. I don't care what she taught you. I don't care. Just shut up. It's just, it irks me. Like they're talking about the character like it's some friend of theirs. Like when Daniel Day-Lewis is sitting up and he starts casually like screaming at dinner that he wants to like, free the slaves. And he's like, we're going to win this war. And it's like, Daniel, it's 2022. Calm down. You're not in the war right now. And he's like, free them all. It's like, calm down. You were just playing a part. It's not real. And he's like, here's my friend. I'm just like, shut up. It's so annoying to me. I find it so frustrating. And like that's why I really struggle to tolerate the Jared Leto types, you know, the method actors, the guys that take this so seriously. It's just so cringy to me. Oh man. Oh, it's so cringy to me. Actors be the kind of people to take it a little too far, coming from a director's point of view. Yeah. Stop it. Get some help. Yeah. No, you're talking about a group of very deranged people. Thank God he retired. we couldn't handle him anymore. Everybody like the stream if you haven't liked the stream already, by the way. Like the stream. I'm commanding you. I'm commanding my legions of gamers. I'll never do it. Brandon, you watch out. Oh, goodness. I hit him because I was in character. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. I saw... I forget who did it. It was a comedy sketch show or something. But they were making fun of Django Unchained. And, like, one of the characters was supposed to use the N-word, you know, referring to, of course, a black person. And it was for the film, but then like the skit was that the guy gets really into character, and everybody's like, he's still acting? Okay, the scene's over now. And he just keeps going. It's like, it's not, scene's over now. Yeah, Christian Bale. Oh, good for you. And how was it? Hold on, Family Guy. My brain is fried. I was trying to search Family Guy Christian Bale, but instead I searched Family Guy Christmas lights. And I like, what? Here, this is it.
Prick.
Sorry.
No, don't just be sorry. Think for one second.
I dropped a peanut M&M and it rolled over here.
Am I gonna walk around and rip your lights down in the middle of a scene?
Those are Christmas lights. I put them up to make everyone happy.
Then why the are you walking right through? Da-da-da-da like this in the background. What the is it with you?
Boy, you were gonna owe a fortune to the swear jar.
You got any idea about, hey, it's distracting having somebody walking up behind Bryce in the middle of the scene? Give me a answer.
I don't get it.
What don't you get about it?
I don't get why we need another Terminator. I don't get it. Oh, and by the way, sorry,
I don't get it.
I ate that last piece of pie that you were saving for yourself.
Oh, good for you. And how
was it?
It was good.
I hope it was good because it's useless now, isn't it?
Well, it's nourishing me, so that's useful.
Sake, man, you're amateur.
I don't know that word.
Stay off the set, man. Right, let's go again.
Can we just take a minute?
Let's not take a minute. Let's go again.
I gotta go pee, and I want to walk around some more, but I want to do it while the scene's going.
You're unbelievable, man.
You know, I just don't understand.
You don't understand what it's like working with actors. That's what that is.
I don't think that's what that is.
That's what that is, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, my family's coming to town. Do you mind pretending that I'm the director?
I want to kick your... You don't shut up for a second,
Please don't hurt me, Mr. Bale.
I'm gonna go. Do you want me to go trash your lights?
No.
Do you want me to trash them?
No, I don't trash them.
You do it one more time, and I ain't walking on this set if you're still hired.
Sorry, it's my first day.
I'm serious. You're a nice guy. You're a nice guy.
I don't feel like a nice guy.
But I don't cut it when you around like this on set.
Jeez, you punch your mother with that mouth?
Seriously, man, you and me, we're unprofessionally.
Wait, just professionally? Are you asking me out on a date?
Dude, I love it so much. It's so stupid. Are you asking me out on a date? So, in case you weren't aware, my understanding is that is an audio recording of Christian Bale. He was on the set of, I think, Terminator or something he was doing. But he... like there was a lighting guy, they were rehearsing the scene, and this lighting guy just kept walking right next to them in the middle of the set, like really, really distracting them and just being kind of inconsiderate. And so Christian Bale kind of blew up, and then they of course got it recorded, and you know, it went out to the tabloids. Christian Bale's, he had a total freak out. He's a maniac and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, he blew up. The guy was also apparently being like a little inconsiderate, but they ended up making up and he apologized. Well, that's good. I mean, I can see like you're working hard, you've had a long day, and then somebody just keeps doing something that really like annoys the crap out of you. I could see kind of blowing up like that. Like one of the things I can't stand is when we're in like a public space, say like a restaurant with like other families and people around. And then when people pull out their big vape pen and keep hitting it while they're eating and drinking and hanging out with everybody else. I find it so inconsiderate. It's just like smoking a cigarette or a joint at the restaurant. I don't care that it smells like cotton candy. I just don't like, stop it. If you need to go out and do it, go out and do it outside. But like, it's just horribly inconsiderate. I find it so toxic. Or at the very least, like ask. If you ask me, I'll probably be like, yeah, whatever. Like, you should probably ask the people behind us too, but like ask whatever, who cares? But like when people just do it like that so inconsiderately, it drives me crazy. I had a coworker like that. He was Greg. I've known some people like Jacob, Emoji Cow, my editor. You guys know him. He has gotten off the vaping stuff and he's doing very, very well with it. I'm very proud of him. But he was telling me that he was like so down the vaping rabbit hole that he had to like, he slept with it under his pillow. And there would be times at night where he had to like wake up, hit it, and then go back to sleep because he was so addicted to the nicotine. And like that's pretty bad. That's pretty far down the rabbit hole. Now he's on crack, yeah. He traded it out, yeah. And like if you're hooked on anything to the point where you have to wake up in the middle of the night to do it, like you should probably try to figure out an alternative, because anything like that, I mean, it's literally disrupting your sleep, your rest. At that point, I would suggest that you find something else, you know. Sean, Jesus. No, I'm not saying you're Jesus, but Sean, goodness gracious. Thank you so much, Sean. That is extremely generous. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Everybody, Merry Christmas. Cheers. Cheers. Merry Christmas. There's nothing in here, but cheers. Merry Chrysler. Merry Christmas. Merry Crispic. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you. Very generous. It's going to play the alert at some point. Or did it already do it? I don't even know. The alerts on YouTube, I've just given up trying to work with them. They're just a disaster. But anyway. Merry Christmas. Merry Crimbo. Merry Rice Krispies. Merry Crystal. Merry Kipmas. I miss Vine. Oh, dude, I do too. I do too. The 7 seconds really forced people to be creative. Now TikTok does the full like 10-minute thing. Also, does anybody else feel like their TikTok algorithm has gotten less funny? My algorithm has gotten like markedly less entertaining. Now I feel like every other day I'm being recommended videos of like let's see what they recommend me right here. Let's just see what they do.
Now you understand why your luggage gets messed up at the airport.
It's a video of like.
Now you understand why your luggage gets messed up at the airport.
Hold on, maybe I can do this.
Now you understand why your luggage gets messed up at the airport. First time flying, huh?
Like, okay, that was pretty funny. That was Elmo. Fail Army. I get a lot of Fail Army. It's Jesus walking up an escalator with his His cross. Okay, I stand corrected. Those were 2 bangers in a row. I'll give them that. That was, you know what? They did good. They convinced me I was wrong. My algorithm is broken. Mostly homeless people, addicts, and people with Down syndrome. I've broken TikTok so bad. I wish that, is there a button you can click to just like reset your algorithm and have it retrain you? Because I'll be real. I used to get like 95% of the stuff that was presented to me when I first signed up were like the thirst trap videos. Now, I don't get any. It's frustrating. I'm kidding, Nikki. I'm kidding. I'm joking. But no, it's like, it is funny how it's shifted so much. So much. It's very, very different. For a while, I was getting nothing but like Warzone videos, and then I just started flagging them. I was like flagging, this is hurtful to me. And then they stopped recommending me those videos. It was great. Maybe TikTok heard your wife in the background. Yeah, TikTok's like, I got you. I got you. Favorite movie tropes? Mine are one-shots. I like one-shots, yeah. Or like the very long shots I'm okay with. I love the cinematography in Wes Anderson films. That's the big one. Davish, have you seen Avatar yet? No, I've heard mixed things. It seems like people either think it's a visual spectacular or they think that it's like really kind of meh. I saw one video of someone giving terrible medical advice, then TikTok was removed permanently. That's a lot of it. Yeah, that is a lot of TikTok. It's a lot of people also, like they do videos where they go to supermarkets and then they try to convince you that everything in the supermarket is poisonous. And it's like, no, it's just food. The guy, believe it or not, the guy that's telling you that the food is toxic has a, I think it was this particular guy had a degree in naturopathic medicine. And he would go to these grocery stores wearing a doctor's lab coat, trying to sit, like calling himself Dr. Jake or Dr. John, whatever his name was. But it was doctor. And I saw a rebuttal of it, and it's just somebody pulled it up, and they're like, so he's not a doctor. He got a paid degree from an online university that's not accredited. He paid at least, most likely, $200 for his degree, and he had to submit one paper that was 500 words to get his degree. And now he calls himself a doctor. He's also a chiropractor. Shocker, right? I hate to be this guy. If the guy you're going to for medical advice is not a real doctor, but still calls himself a doctor, you should go somewhere else. I know that's controversial, but still. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on, Rocky. Rocky. Hold on. Now it's loaded. Okay. You DM'd me a link. Can TikTok really log your keystrokes? Yep, it's for troubleshooting. Let's see. Can TikTok really log your keystrokes? Yep, it's for troubleshooting. According to Kraus, when TikTok users click on a link to access a website from the iOS app, code that can track a lot of their activity on these external websites is installed. The JavaScript code on TikTok allows it to track all keystrokes. It can monitor every tap, text input, such as passwords, credit card numbers, and keyboard presses. Yeah. I mean, I totally believe that. They don't have the option to open in a default browser. They can modify the page, fetch data. Yep. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't find any of this surprising. Yeah, TikTok is a security cesspool. Whenever you click on an ad or something, look up what it's called and then pull it up in your own browser. Like, But, I mean, some people are going to still be stupid and be like, oh, it's probably fine. But yeah, I would not touch this with a 10-foot pole. TikTok security stuff, yeah, it's like not very robust. Definitely not a priority for them. Ooh, lordy. I got a very interesting DM. I'm going to read it. No, I'll read it later. I got a DM from a dev that worked on God of War Ragnarok, and they are telling me all about the process and what was cut from the game. And it's pretty interesting. I had a section in the script originally for the critique, but we ended up cutting it because it felt really speculative. I have to go through it and see what I can share. Hold on. Let's see. I'll be very vague, and then maybe if there's enough here, I can make a video on it or something. But I'll be very, very vague. So the sequence with Surtur leading up to Ragnarok feels really abrupt and sudden, and that's because of some very significant cuts that were made in September and October of 2021. Most volumes Parker does to do so. Originally, instead of fighting the two Valkyries right away, Surtur's transformation into Ragnarok fails, and Atreus and Kratos would realize that they need Sinmara in order to create Ragnarok after all. And as a result, the pair travel to Niflheim and find Sinmara, who's distraught and enraged because she knows Surtur's dead. After chasing after her through some combat encounters, Atreus lies to her and tells her that Odin is responsible for Surtur's death, despite Surtur willingly sacrificing himself to create Ragnarok so long as Sinmara was kept out of it. Sinmara believes him and helps and agrees to help create Ragnarok in order to get revenge on Odin. Kratos confronts Atreus for lying, tells him he's on a path of vengeance and that it's a dangerous path. Atreus retorts by saying that Kratos told him to close his heart to the suffering and others, that this was the only way to get Ragnarok. They then traverse the Niflheim half of the Spark of the World to where Surtur sacrificed himself earlier so Sinmara can join him. She does so, creating Ragnarok in a sequence where the entity stands up out of the spark and looks at them. But before that happens, the Twin Valkyrie fight happens. That's a lot. That's a lot. The reason the cuts were made was because we were on a tight schedule at that point after a few internal delays, and PlayStation expected us to ship it soon. We wanted the game to hit certain quality bar across the board, and some of the downstream teams, so the teams that do work after other teams have, like lighting after environment art, after level design, for example, wouldn't have been able to finish their work on time. They were scheduled to go past the ship date, and we needed to make cuts somewhere. The studio decided to make the cuts to minimize crunch and make sure the overall quality didn't suffer. There are also a ton of cuts made during the Ragnarok level. He says he can't go into those details. There were also a ton of cuts made all throughout the game, but they can't be disclosed because they will probably be used in future games. Okay. Something that was interesting enough that they decided that they wanted to save it. That's interesting. How do you save it for a future game? I don't know. That's interesting though. Because what would they have had that they cut from this game that they would want to use for another game that isn't in a Norse setting? That's interesting. Let's see. Let's see. I mentioned the crater section. I thought that the crater felt kind of out of place. Like that might have been a like section that was heavily trimmed down. And that apparently was heavily developed by Valkyrie Entertainment, overseen by Santa Monica Studio. So that whole section was mostly developed by an outside studio. It wasn't even made by Santa Monica. Interesting. I don't think a lot of people know that there are whole sections of the game that were developed by outside studios. But that is very interesting because the starter bit did feel really weird. So that does make sense. Let's see. Cuts involved included dialogue. Samara was a character that actually appears in the game, an entirely new level within Niflheim, multiple combat encounters, a boss fight, cinematics. Additionally, some post-game dialogue was cut as well, where Kratos tells Mimir and Freya that Ragnarok was born from a lie and apologizes to Freya for Freyr's sacrifice, seeing as it's in a way his fault. But the Samara cuts gave so much more consequence to Kratos telling Atreus to open his heart during the Ragnarok level, as well as it felt much better paced. That's interesting. I mean, it just goes to show you that's probably like an hour and a half that's just slashed. Just gone. Am I ever so slightly out of focus? Kind of feels like it. Hold on. Ever so slightly. Is that better? I think so. Okay. Let's see. Crater felt out of place, but I low-key enjoyed it. Yeah, well, it's fascinating that there's so many little things that go into these games. The process is really fascinating to me. I love it. It's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. I'm fascinated by the like background production process. Like they made these cuts in, he said like October of 2021. So like a full year before the game's launch. So they made those cuts because they knew that they weren't going to be able to get it done in time for what would be the eventual game's launch. And that's really fascinating. Like, how did they gauge it? Are they that in tune with the team's work, like productivity and things, that they can just figure out like, oh, well, this is going to take this team 2 months. This will take this team 6 months. It's really fascinating to me. But I mean, those producers help get those games across the finish line. Bluepoint probably did tech optimization. Probably. I mean, they might have shared assets or something, but these games that are this scale are just so freaking huge, difficult to put together. They should make a second doc called Raising Atreus. I so hope that they come up with another documentary for real. Bluepoint teaser? I have not yet. Hold on. Bluepoint games. Okay, they've tweeted out like nothing. Let me check YouTube. Bluepoint Games. 1 year ago. Does anyone have a link to it? Everything I'm seeing is super old. It's a Christmas themed picture from who? Like, where did they post it? Was it on like PlayStation? Huh. Oh, the director said there won't be a doc. Oh, that freaking sucks. That blows. It's Babe. Hi, Babe.
I came here to be alone.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I do love the idea that you sneak down here to just like, you sit in the chair. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, I do find that funny. It's coffee. It's on their Twitter. I just checked Blue Point's Twitter and it... Oh, meow meow. Get out.
Mimi. Hey. Oh my god.
Miney's the one that finds all the spider traps and gets her hair ripped out because they're sticky and she tries to lay on them.
You can put some stuff in the washer.
Okay, you're good. It smells like maple syrup. I don't know why. We have a baby cage upstairs. Just put him in the cage. No, I'm kidding. No, his grandma lives like I don't know. I haven't actually counted, but just like a 4-minute walk away, 10-minute walk away or something. Was Rocky in the baby cage? No, we use a dog cage for Rocky. Yeah, he doesn't get a baby cage. Hey, what are you doing?
Memes.
I'm one of the cables now.
She got attached to a spider trap. She's like, I'm out of here. Okay.
She's so silly.
I got with baby.
Okay, I love you.
Blah, blah,
Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for the coffee.
Yeah, sorry if it tastes like crap.
No, it tastes good.
Oh, good. Because I put crap in it.
Because it's crap.
Love you.
Love you too.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye, I love you.
Until 3 p.m. or something. Probably.
Yes. Say hi to Lockie.
Okay. We have a massive storm front coming in as well.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very cold. Double check the hoses probably.
You didn't?
No, we did, but then remember we tried hosing off where the pumpkins rotted.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, well, we tried to do that. So I would just check to make sure.
Tried to do that anyway.
Yeah, the pumpkins rotted and left like a bunch of goop on the concrete. Rocky's crate trained, yeah. Yeah. Does she like being married to a YouTuber? I don't know. Hopefully, a little bit at least. Maybe. I built an high-end gaming PC, but PC gaming doesn't seem to be for me. I can't stand the launchers, crashes, poor optimization. Just want to plug in and go. I can see that. Trouble. I will also say, like, one of the things that I think is a misconception about PC gaming, people think you get a PC, you can immediately just play ultra settings. It'll be amazing. It'll look amazing no matter what, blah, blah, blah. It's not actually the case. Like, most people's PC will run at like medium to high settings at pretty good frame rates, but that's usually it. You have to spend a lot to be able to crank it, right? But the other thing people forget is that like they'll play something on their PS5 and then they'll play it on their PC and they feel like it looks really good on the PlayStation 5, but when they play on PC, they are like, I don't know, man. I feel like I should be able to, like, it should look better. I feel like I should be able to crank it more because this is only running at like medium settings, you know, at my 1440p resolution or something. But what people kind of tend to forget is that on console, a lot of the time they're doing variable refresh or variable resolution scaling so that they can maintain frame rates. They have it set to basically like, you know, usually medium to low settings. They also have special things turned on and off to make the game run better on console. So they might have volumetric clouds and lighting turned way down while they crank other things to make it look better on console specifically. So it's never as simple as just like, you know, PlayStation runs on medium and, you know, Xbox runs on medium and PC can run on ultra. There's never anything that simple. But it definitely does take a little more love and affection to keep it going, without a doubt. Let's see. Oh yeah, we can blast through these news items real quick because there's a couple in here that I'm very glad to see. Star Wars Jedi Survivor will let you tame wild beasts. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna talk about it. Okay, here we go. Almost there. There's just a lot of links to click on. Move this over here. Okay. So first things first, big ups. Liquid Richard. Big props to High on Life. They apparently... Parallax Stella, I'm sure you're a very nice person, but you're distracting me. Stop. They apparently have the biggest third-party launch on Game Pass ever. And this is after receiving some pretty lackluster reviews. I can't help but feel as though this is utterly hilarious. Mainly because, like, Kotaku and those guys found it so toxic and they thought the game was so stupid and unfunny and everything. And then average everyday gamers get a hold of it and are like, this is hilarious. I love this. And we're having a great time. It's one of the powers of Game Pass. This is like the game to play on Game Pass. If ever there was a game to really like take advantage of what Game Pass uniquely can offer people, this is it. Because it's a game that's polarizing. Critics kind of disagreed on it, but word of mouth is generally very positive towards it. And now, because it's on Game Pass, people can just give it a shot. They don't need to worry about it. They don't need to wonder like, oh, maybe it's true that the game is not funny. Maybe it's not true. I don't know. But they can just try it now. And as a result, you're seeing it. It's fantastically successful over there. This was our first time launching a game on Game Pass, said Mike Fridley, studio director and COO of Squanch Games, and we've been blown away by the response from the players who have made us the most popular game on Game Pass right now. When Squanch Games was first created, it was to make games we wanted to play, and Game Pass is helping us reach players that want to play those games too. Yep. If this doesn't get it greenlit for a sequel, I don't know what would. It's super cool. You can see the inspiration for the guns. And I find it, I find it really, really cool. I really like the game, and a sequel really could take it to the next level. And if you're wondering if there will be a sequel, almost certainly they signal it pretty hardcore multiple times. There's a secret ending you can find, and I think we will definitely see it come about after this. New IP, first time launching on Game Pass like this, and they end up being the top best third-party launch on Game Pass ever. That's pretty baller. So props to Squanch Games. Here's to the next one. Dilly Dilly, 16 times the detail. I'm sure the next one that comes around will be even better, because this one was pretty great, if we're being honest. At least in my humble opinion. Everyone needs a divorce attorney telling them how to shoot. Yeah. Again, it's your divorce attorney. I'm your divorce attorney. Okay, let's get up here. Just helping you out. It's your ex-wife. She's got a ton of boyfriends that you need to fight. Just tons of them. She's been busy. I don't know, it's funny to me. Alana Pierce has an interesting podcast interview with the High on Life folks. Oh, I should check that out. Yeah, I've been itching to do the podcast thing. I think I could do it, but I think I would need to bring one more person onto our team to basically just juggle getting guests. And it would be like reaching out. They'd be my producer, but they would basically spend time reaching out to the devs and people. I think that'd be badass. Slightly. It's close. I'm just ever so slightly off center when I sit in the chair where I want to naturally sit. Oh, my wrist. I have gamer wrist. Oh God. I can help. We can chat about that at the next mod meeting, Rocky, because I'm very interested in doing it. I'd want to arrange a couple other things. Like I want a new set just for the podcast. So there's a couple other things I'd want to tweak to really make the most of it. But yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool if we did like a weekly podcast where we talk to game devs, other YouTubers, all sorts of stuff. Oh, don't worry, Bep. Yeah, wrists. Heavily insured. Heavily. I couldn't do most of what I do if I didn't have my wrists. So just... sounds good, Rocky. Okay, next little bit. I read God of War, and so I just start that. I can't read. The Witcher 3 passes God of War Ragnarok to become the second highest rated game of 2022. I know that this is like, but the game was broken on PC. I get it. And I agree, on PC it does not run anywhere near as well as it should. The patches they released made it run a little bit better. It's still not great. We tried it Monday on stream, and it wasn't quite there. It needs some more polish, for sure. But what they've shown off, and what we've seen like on PlayStation 5 and Xbox actually runs very, very well. And on PlayStation 5, I can attest, the game runs silky smooth. I had no issues other than one freeze that lasted about 45 seconds to a minute. But that was like one event out of hours and hours and hours of playing the game and not having any problems. So it might have just been me. It might have been the console. I don't know. But it doesn't really surprise me. I mean, it's a next-gen update. It does make the game look way better. You can now play it at 60 frames on console. Across the board, like it's the definitive way to play the game on console for sure, and it's introducing hopefully another generation of people to the world of The Witcher, which I am glad to see because I love these games. I still insist it is a really, really bad look for CDPR to launch yet another broken PC port after Cyberpunk. It just is a terrible look. They needed to pull this off to win back some confidence from gamers. But all this tells us is that CDPR is either unwilling or incapable of polishing all of the ports that they put out to the point where it runs the way it should on launch day. And that's just a bad look. It just is. When it's working, it's great. But it's that when it's working part that's kind of tricky for PC players right now. And I really do hope that they figure it out. I don't know if they're, if I'm being real, at this point, I think Cyberpunk 2077's DLC is probably going to be great, but I would be braced for it to run pretty poorly because they've shown once again that their QA is just not where it needs to be. In terms of polishing, they just seem incapable. Like, it's just not there. But we'll see. Maybe they'll blow us away. Maybe the Cyberpunk DLC will be amazing. But, they only have, at this point, a couple months, I think, to figure it out. And we'll see how refined it gets. But if this is any indication of where they are at when they feel like the game is good enough to launch, I think we're in trouble. And honestly, I don't think they can afford to blow it again. But I don't know. They always surprise me. CDPR. They always find a way to just, surprise me. Sean, I just got another one from you. Jeez, man. You're too generous. Thank you, my friend. Sean just donated. Extremely generous. Sean's an MVP. Goodness gracious. But anyway, all told, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Definitive Edition, whatever you want to call it, next gen update. It's worth playing. It's better on PC now, but I really hope this is not an indication of what happens with the DLC for Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, and I really hope it's not indicative of what their next games are going to look like. But we'll just have to wait and see. And cut Jacob, that works. Not quite utterly tremendous yet. Not quite. If I pay you, can I work on that future podcast? If you pay me, that seems backwards. I think we can talk about it at the mod meeting. I think there's a lot of ways that we could make it really, really interesting, and I think that there's a hole for it right now. So I think we could do it. Plus, with the success of the other videos on the channel and stuff, I'd be willing to put it up, and like it doesn't have to perform amazingly well to justify the time, When will there be a mod meeting? I would guess like probably pretty quickly after the new year starts. I'd like to tackle it. Had to get Subway. Oh, Michael, we're talking about it. We're potentially gonna do it. We're looking into it. I'd like to, but one of the ways I want to do it, I don't want to just have me rambling for an extra hour every week over gaming news and stuff. I'd like there to be something a little more unique that separates it from the streams. So I would like there to be potentially co-hosts for one, and also guests, regular guests, whether that's game devs, whether that's other YouTubers, you know, have Maddie on to talk about Starfield, have Joel Raptor on to talk about Assassin's Creed Mirage, have Legacy Killa on to talk about GTA, you know, stuff like that. Just about done with Velen. Would love to see a podcast. Keep it up, man. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you. Appreciate the $4.99, and I'm glad that you are chugging through Velen. It's glad to hear. There it is.
Marso donated $4.
Thoughts on Jedi Fallen Order? I really enjoy it. I'm actually going back through it right now, and I'm having a really good time. It's way better than it was on the 1X when I played it. Way better. Also have Nadia on to talk about Fairly Playing COD. Dude, it would actually be really, really, really funny to have her on and then just not tell her about the previous stuff we've done, making fun of her, and then just like subtly troll her throughout the entire podcast. You know, just like I ask her a question about gaming, something like that. Like, so Nadia, what do you think about Jim Ryan and PlayStation, everything that's going on there with the Activision acquisition? She gives whatever answer. I'm like, Nadia, that's a good answer. This girl, she doesn't miss. She doesn't miss a single. Yeah, she's on it. Wow. Like a sharpshooter. Just like subtly toss things in. See if she starts to pick up on it. Oh. Nadia, hold on. Don't worry, we'll cut this out of the podcast, but there's something weird going on with your camera. Jacob, can we fix that? Jacob's our tech guy. I don't know, there's some sort of glitch going on with your frames. It's like the frame is glitching out. It's like a frame glitch. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be able to keep a straight face through the whole thing. It would be so funny. Oh, it could be so funny. Michael, thank you for the $4.99, my friend. Let's see. How get Naughty on the podcast? VPN sponsorship. Yeah, exactly. The next gen Witcher update made me start my diary playthrough. I just turned DEA into a lubberkin, and now I'm trying to find Anna. Missed out for real. Dude, I've also kind of been going through with a fresh look, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. There's so much here that's just freaking great. The game is just so good. So good.
Your update made me start my diary playthrough. I just turned Dia into a lubberkin, and now I'm trying to find Anna.
Dia. DEA. It's DEA. It's Drug Enforcement Agency. Thank you for the donations, guys. You guys are very generous. I appreciate you. Did you talk about the 5 stances? Not yet. We will be talking about that very soon. Autocorrect. I prefer DEA. I prefer DEA. Okay. So there's yet another Assassin's Creed Valhalla crossover, this time with Monster Hunter World. It's an event. This is similar. Monster Hunter World did something like this for The Witcher as well, if you remember that, where you could play as Geralt and you could fight, was it a Leshen I think you could fight? But this time around, the collaboration involves players of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They get to dress up Ivor, their mount, and Scout in skins designed after the iconic monsters in Monster Hunter World. You can see like this. It looks fine. Like, it's kind of cool, but like this in no way makes me want to jump back into Valhalla. Like, but then again, I think The Legiana, I will say the Legiana Scout is actually kind of cool. That's your bird that flies around and looks around for you. But like, it's a cool crossover. I think it's something to just bring something fresh and new to the game. But realistically, this probably was done because the devs at, like, for Monster Hunter and the people over at Capcom probably offered them like 50 grand to do it. They're like, yeah, sure. 50 grand's 50 grand. And so they just did it. It's whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, it's like, it's the game where you play as a Viking who's riding a monster and has a dragon as his friend. It just doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed, but what are you gonna do? The next little tidbit that we can talk about is Gotham Knights. Their developer, Warner Brothers Games Montreal, has an unannounced project in the works, and as far as anybody can tell, they've completely walked away from Gotham Knights. There will be no more support, no more DLC, no more random stuff like that. It seems like they're just moving on. People have started like farming LinkedIn posts and looking at those and checking like the employees of Warner Brothers Montreal and seeing that they've all changed their current job and relabeled it to now working on an unannounced project, blah, blah, blah. And there's nobody left working on Gotham Knights. So it seems as though the game's over. They've just moved on. Which is a little bit of a bummer. Like, I would have liked to see them do something like to win us back, but you know what? I think at some point it's just they realize that they can't undo the mess that they've already done. Like, the damage is done. I don't think they're winning people over. It's just, we'll just move on. And it's unfortunate because like Anthem had this problem where they just decided, you know what? It's just not worth it. Even if we fix the game and it ends up being great, the odds of players coming back is still really low. So we just won't mess around with it. We just won't spend the money. And it's a bummer, but we'll see what they're working on next. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be sort of like a Batman Arkham Origins spinoff, but for the Suicide franchise that Rocksteady's doing. I don't know. But hopefully they take the lessons from Gotham Knights and learn from it, because Gotham Knights really was pretty lackluster. And it's too bad because it could have been really cool. Sean, thank you for the $50. My goodness. A bit more in Discord donations, but definitely not Santa. Thank you, my friend. Very generous. Thank you. AC series have been going on a bit too long, in my opinion, but okay. I think it's mainly that they just, I don't know, they're trying to figure out what the next generation is supposed to be, and they just haven't figured it out yet. But what are you going to do?
Imp3 Ryam donated 10
Imp3 Ryam.
through Super
Is that
Chat.
what we should call you
Merry
from now on?
Christmas.
Imp3
You
Ryam.
beautiful, stunning, and brave man. Just don't dox me. I mean, you can, but I like to think you are better than Nadia. Definitely built different. Not like a Teletubby.
Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you, Imp3 Ryam. Thank you for the $10. That's very generous. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate you. I won't dox you today. Don't worry. You're still on thin ice because you dared talk to me, the streamer. But thank you. Michael, all right, I'm gonna dip out. It was an honor to donate my first super chat to you. Much respect. Gonna go play The Witcher 3. Yes, Michael, go have fun. Go have fun. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate you. Try doxing me. He's in he's in the kennel in the basement. Just doxed him. That's where Rocky is. I hope they bring back the Prince of Persia series. It was so good. My understanding is they walked away from it because of the they walked away from it because they were gonna have to pay royalties. I don't know if that's true though. XQC had a debate about Nadia. What?
And you went to Aiden.
Actually, that's not true, right? Because Aiden asked me out first.
I don't know who these people are. Of course I recognize Nadia. I don't know who these people are. I'm assuming they're like big streamers. Is that it? Clara, thank you for becoming a member. Or thanks for re-upping your membership. Whatever, it's messy. But thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Big streamers. Okay. Apparently, like, she turned somebody down to date them or some crap. I don't know. XQC. Nadia cheating. 2 weeks. Oh, hold on. Hassan. It's an hour long. What is there possibly to debate about?
Intent is so important. And we're saying, guys, for those who want it, okay, so tell me who wants it. Go ahead, tell me. Who wants it?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to turn on captions because I can't understand a word he's saying.
When Nada says, for anybody who wants it, here's his name. Tell me exactly who wants it.
Wait.
When I look at Hassan and his current visual arc, I just think of that thing that, was it Bruno said to the terrorist? He's like, yes, your lord. No. Yes, your lord. I can't do his, I can't do it right now. Ich bin Haschenweg. I'm Bruno, your lord homeless Santa. I can't do a Bruno voice right now. I'm sorry. I know that's what you guys come here for. I can't do it.
Tanner Kading donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Don't spend it all in one place.
Appreciate you, my
Merry
friend.
Xmas, bud.
Merry Christmas. Thank you, Tanner, for the $4.99. I appreciate you. Thank you. What's up? I bring up. Yeah, put your shoulders back. This is a fashion show, not a slave auction. But anyway, when I see Hassan now, I just think of a homeless Santa Claus.
Hey, bro.
Yo, bro.
I am on a roll of good takes, back to back, and I'm feeling hot.
I've already disagreed with the Nadia one, and then I'm probably gonna disagree with your take on the Elon Musk thing too. So let's hear it.
Oh my god, finally.
Let's hear it. What do you got?
I'm so prepared for this battle, you have no idea, okay?
I love that.
I've been grinding the argumentative battles, okay?
I was going to put it on
Tell me
1.5 speed.
your rundown.
I don't know if we'll be able to understand a word he's saying if we put it on 1.5 speed. Hound, thank you for the $15. Appreciate you, my friend. That's very generous. I can't stop falling asleep during the stream. I apologize. I'll do better. I promise. Going to inject caffeine in my body now. Forgive me, Mr. Streamer Man, sir. I'll consider it. I just want to hear what is Hassan's take? What is there to disagree about?
About the take about Nadia / Asmonbold.
I think
Asmonbold?
I think everyone, including Charlie Moist Critical, who also admitted it, including myself, have had a moment where like people who are willingly donating hate donos get to a level where it's so annoying that you just like literally turn around and threaten them, right? And be like, listen, I know your real name, bitch. I've done it. There's not donos that have.
Okay, well then you should be banned. Like there is no debate here. I'm shocked that he's trying to argue this point. This is such a stupid hill to die on.
Donated to me famously many times over, and I will literally be like, I know your name, I know your last name, and you're stupid enough to donate to me with your school email. Now, I'm not going to reveal any of these things right now, but if I wanted to.
Okay, that's different. Okay, if he's saying that he's not revealing the name and the school email, then he's just saying, hey, you realize I know your name and everything. I know your email is a blah blah.edu. Like that's okay. I don't feel bad about that. Yeah, like scare them. I don't care. Like they're being trolls, but they're also giving you money.
I could go to your dean and get you literally banned from your school, suspended from your school. Why are you so stupid that one, you're a Nazi, and two, you're
one of my other frustrations is that Hassan just randomly throws out the word Nazi a lot. Apparently Hassan is defending Nadia in all of this for some reason. Like he's just got a fetish for the worst takes.
Literally donating with your real government name, with your school email, saying like.
I cannot believe that Hassan has put me in a spot where I have to like side with XQC as the voice of reason. Like, Hassan seems like a good guy. I just don't understand how you could possibly defend, like, openly doxing people. I don't understand how you could do that.
Kill all.
Okay.
That's a real thing that happened. So that's the way I have dealt with it, right? That's the way I've dealt with it in the past. As far as like openly revealing someone's real name, okay, their government name. Again, this person is willingly putting their name out there. This person is willingly donating like a idiot, and I know you know this better.
They're not willingly putting their name out there, though. They're donating, and part of the understanding when you donate is that your financial and contact information is private. You're not willingly putting that out. Like, what?
Anybody else, because people donate hate donos to you all the time. Mm-hmm. And they're giving you their fucking private information to shit on you, and also giving you money to shit on you. I think it's a little valid to, put a little bit of fear into them.
It's not putting fear into it. Again, like what Hassan said initially was that he just would say, like, hey, I know your name and your email. You should be careful about doing this because I have that info from you. Okay, yeah, you're trying to spook him a little bit for daring to give you money to trash talk. But, like, also, that's not what Nadia did. Nadia openly doxed the person, revealing his real name, spelling it out carefully. Like, if this is those moments where he just seems like he's trying to be a contrarian because it makes him feel smart. But this is just such a stupid hill to die on, because she openly and proudly doxed the guy, and then Twitch defended her. It was
I know
weird.
The chatters will disagree with this, but if you're a good chatter, and if you're not a piece of shit, if you're not running around spreading hate in people's communities.
Oh, so if you disagree with me, you're a hater.
Then, like, don't volunteer it. You know what I mean? Don't volunteer your name to do hate donos, and you won't have problems.
Kim, okay.
Okay, I don't even need to hear XQC. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard come out of Hassan's mouth. That's freaking amazing. What a terrible take. Wow. That's when you get destroyed in a debate by, like, in the first 2.5 minutes before your opponent has even started talking, because you're just putting out the dumbest possible takes. Like, it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Let's move on, shall we? Let's shall. Let's see. Gotta love hills to die on. Yeah, I don't understand. It's such a weird play. I don't know why all of these links always break the moment I try to open them. Okay, we do have a handful of other things, including Star Wars. Okay, one last XQC thing.
Absolutely edited it. I don't know what the fuck that is. Guys, my hairline never went that far back. That is so edited. Guys, look.
That's like the Nick Merckx thing where he's like, no, you don't get a dent from your headphones, bro. And then he takes them off and he's got a dent. He's like, bro, I got a dent. Dead ass, bro. I got a dent. That's pretty funny. Okay. Anyway, moving on from Hassan's stupidity. Xbox Phil Spencer spent 233 hours playing Vampire. Okay, this is funny. Xbox head Phil Spencer spent 233 hours playing Vampire Survivors in 2022. That's pretty funny. He shared his yearly wrap up for the platform, and apparently he spent a ton of time in Vampire Survivors. Which, I mean, so his choice of games, like, whatever, it's an indie game. We could talk about that. But for me, I find the more interesting thing that, for one, everybody is like, yeah, no, Phil Spencer's a gamer. Yeah, no, pretty clearly. And he shares this stuff publicly. I don't think anybody really believes that Jim Ryan is a gamer, the guy who runs PlayStation. I don't think anybody thinks that he gets home from a long day at work and then boots up his PlayStation 5 to sit down and play some games. And, like, even if he is actually a gamer, the fact that that's the perception everybody has of him, I think reveals a lot. Because he is the head of PlayStation, but his own customers think that he is wholly disconnected from the industry he's participating in. And I think that that's almost a bigger issue than if he plays games or not. Like, just the fact that his decisions and the way he carries himself and talks about gaming and refuses to engage in like big events like E3 directly or the Game Awards directly, it just makes it seem like he doesn't, like, he's not actually one of us. He's not actually a gamer. He's just a business guy. And you can tell, like, it's Sony's still winning. Calm down, Kanye. I don't actually think they are winning. I think Game Pass is certainly making Xbox the growth machine for this generation. And I think by the end of this gen, Xbox, in terms of revenues, in terms of almost every metric that actually matters, is going to be the clear front runner. And once the Xbox Game Pass install base continues, I mean, already it's there, but as it continues to grow, you're going to start to see all of these third-party devs bringing their games there on day one. Especially if Xbox can offer bonuses and stuff. The only reason I don't think Xbox is more aggressive right now is because they are trying to walk on a tightrope for this Activision thing to go through. But even if it doesn't go through and they shut that Activision acquisition down, I think you'll see Xbox announce that they're going to make an offer on a handful of other companies, and then they'll just move on and keep doing the other things, and they'll offer big checks to other companies, and it's just going to be business as usual. Legend has it Jim Ryan once played Pac-Man in an arcade. OG gamer. Yeah. The tides can change very quickly. Sony can't get complacent. I would argue they've already become complacent. Their release schedule so far, with the exception of God of War, has been very lackluster for being 2 years into the generation. They haven't figured out their inventory issues with getting PlayStation 5s readily available for customers. Their offerings in comparison to Game Pass are very anti-consumer. Xbox, like, not to say that, you know, PlayStation is just very anti-consumer. It's that Xbox is so pro-consumer with their offerings that Sony looks really bad in comparison. And there's just a lot of things like that just really make it hard to argue that PlayStation is making big moves. It just seems like every step of the way, PlayStation is doing the bare minimum and thinking, like, going back, we talked about Disney earlier. It feels like PlayStation is the Disney in this situation, where they are just relying on that magic of PlayStation, or the Disney magic, and they're relying on the fact that people are willing to pay them extra because they're fanboys of PlayStation. And that works for a while, but eventually that goodwill runs out, you know? And I think it's running out right now. I think people are already getting kind of sick of it. Hold on, I have to turn off ad blocker to be able to look at a Eurogamer article. Okay, close. Okay. This next little story comes from Eurogamer, and it's about Goat Simulator 3 and an ad that they put out for that. It's been struck by Take-Two Interactive because in the trailer, they showed off a small snippet of a leak from the Grand Theft Auto 6 footage that leaked earlier this year, which is kind of funny. Like, that even a trailer for a big game like this gets struck by another company because they dared to show the leaked gameplay. I mean, I'm not surprised. I could have told them this was going to happen. Honestly, I don't think it was a surprise to them. I think they anticipated this, and it was part of the idea. Like, we'll go viral again, and everybody will talk about us if we get struck by Take-Two for showing off footage of Grand Theft Auto 6, you know? So, no shocker. Yeah, it goes amid cool marketing video that showed an edited snippet of the next GTA title from leaks back in November. It's honestly kind of brilliant. It's kind of brilliant. I made that video in reaction to those leaks back at the time that they first dropped. And even for my thumbnail, I had to use like AI generated art. I had to ask it, make something that looks like a Grand Theft Auto 6 leak. And it created pictures that I put in the thumbnail, because if I included screenshots or pictures from the leaks, the whole video would be taken down. Like, it's ridiculous. Take-Two is one of the most aggressive with takedowns of any company. They'll take down and strike channels even that just show off, like, clips from trailers that happen to be used in an ad or a TV spot or something. They're ridiculous. So, you know, honestly, it's pretty brilliant on their part. Hey, we want to go viral again. Let's just put some GTA 6 footage in our ad, and it'll get struck, and then everybody will talk about it. It's honestly pretty brilliant, so props to them. Thinking outside the box. Kiza, bye, I'll love you. Oh, much love to you too. Have a merry, merry Christmas. Why are you looking at PCs? Because Apex Gaming PCs is a proud sponsor of Luke Stevens Live, and they are hooking me up with a pretty badass PC once they get stock of the 4090s in. Well, at this point, we'll probably do the big unboxing of that sometime in January, whenever they get it. Let's see. We already talked about that. Okay. Here we go. You guys ready for the fun bit? Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Since when? Oh, Rocky, I've been talking with them since probably September, October. It's just been a series of delays. Manufacturers aren't sending off the 4090s to the system builders. It's been one thing after another, but we are working on it. I mean, officially we were supposed to launch in November, but there's been like I said, the delays have pushed it back. So I guess the official start time is whenever that PC shows up, but I mean, we've signed all the paperwork and everything, so it's official. It's just we haven't launched the partnership in effect, you know. Oh yeah, Bep. I like one of the reasons the 4090 makes sense for me specifically is because I have a 4K HDR 144 hertz monitor that needs a 40 series card or a 4090 to really run it at high refresh rates with high fidelity. So I have the other peripherals that can handle it, but if you're running like 1440p monitor or 4K at 60 or something, you absolutely do not need the crazy expensive stuff for sure. Can you do a PlayStation exclusives tier list? That's a good question, Gambit. We can add it to the list. We can add it to the to-do list. Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about this. So Star Wars Jedi Survivor is, of course, the sequel that's coming for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which was, I think, 2018 or 2019. 2018, I want to say. And I thought the game was really good. I thought it was fun. Back in the day, I had tons of problems with it running on the Xbox One X. I don't know why. I'm just cursed when it comes to games on the One X. It was really buggy for me, but I enjoyed it, and I'm actually going back through it now and having a really, really good time. It was 2019? Okay, 2019. But the sequel's coming out, and we're starting to see some new details about it, which are actually fairly interesting, and some of it which I didn't see coming. Such as this story from GameRanks. Star Wars Jedi Survivor will let you tame wild beasts. What does that mean? Well, in an interview with Game Informer, the director of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Stig Asmussen, talked about some of the features that will help evolve this entry and build on everything Fallen Order laid out. The idea is to distinguish the game from its predecessor with a whole bunch of additions, such as these mounts and the new fighting stances, which were revealed earlier this week. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this. Yeah, so what we know is that in Ascension cable will be included, like what we saw being used by troopers in the Clone Wars. But this other addition is the big one. Cal Kestis will be able to tame and ride mounts. Maybe the cable will come in handy for this, as Musin still decided to keep things close to his chest, though he didn't reveal which beasts will be rideable. It's fun to guess, though, so let's have a go. Remember the Varactyl lizard from Revenge of the Sith? Obi-Wan rides it when chasing down General Grievous. Now, wouldn't that be a cool beast to tame? Or how about the beast from Attack of the Clones? Whether it's the arrays that the Geonosian picadors ride, or even a reek, a beast that Anakin himself rides in the film. Even though this news will stay a mystery for now, we do know that Cal Kestis will be able to use 5 different fighting stances to defeat various enemies. As Mooston revealed in a recent interview, that we would see Kestis using dual-bladed lightsabers, blaster combinations, and even a heavy stance with a cross-guard saber that Kylo Ren uses in the films. These additions sound great, and coupled with the trailer and rumored narrative, which we're not going to touch on because of spoilers, this game will be an automatic hit. Jedi Survivor is set to release March 17th for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. And in case you missed it, this is the little reveal trailer. I have to do this. Apparently I can't. Well, you can imagine. Full screen.
I hear you've been busy making yourself the Empire's most...
I think it looks great. I think that they have a lot of potential to really blow people away. One of the things about Fallen Order, I think, was that, for one, the game was really short. It really felt like a prequel. Because he's just like over the course of the game, he's learning how to be a Jedi. So it doesn't feel like you really get to play the game as a Jedi until the very end, and then it's over. And it's pretty short. So it's interesting to see that they're coming out and they're really trying to just go crazy. And if they can pump the production values, I'm all in. I love the combat. The gameplay is really robust. Graphically, I think it looks good. And I just hope to God that this doesn't have the same Unreal Engine problems that plagued, of course, Callisto Protocol and Gotham Knights. If they can manage to optimize this thing, then I think we're in for a real treat. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. I'm very excited. Yeah, it's a good-looking game. It's a very good-looking game. I'm very interested. I'm very excited. And I will be revisiting Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Like I said, I've been playing it in my personal time, and I've been having a lot of time, a lot of fun, and a really good time doing that. I just hope this one is... Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Jacob, cut that out. I just really hope that they manage to polish it, because that's my biggest concern. Nowadays, when I see Unreal Engine games, I'm like, that's pretty badass. I like that. But it's like mostly and usually not optimized super well. So hopefully they can manage it. But we shall see. It's coming quickly. Coming down the pike. Let's... Let me see if there's anything else. We talked about that story. We talked about this. Yeah, we won't touch on that. Okay. We'll touch on these two real quick. So this next little tidbit is just cutesy, and we briefly mentioned it before, but it seems to be all but confirmed now. Henry Cavill will not return to The Witcher after the Superman thing fizzled out and his frustrations with the showrunner kind of came to a head. He's moving on, and he's going to continue working on getting this Warhammer 40K adaptation figured out with Amazon. Which I'm all for. I mean, this guy is a giga nerd. He's all into Warhammer stuff. I think if anybody could pull this off, it's probably him. And it's pretty interesting. What he says is, for 30 years, I've dreamt of seeing a Warhammer universe in live action. Now, after 22 years of experience in this industry, I finally feel that I have the skills and expertise to guide a Warhammer cinematic universe into life. Partnering with Natalie Viscuso at Vertigo has been a blessing beyond words. Without her, I might not have found the perfect home at Amazon. And having a home like Amazon will give us the freedom to be true to the massive scope of Warhammer. To all of you Warhammer fans out there, I promise to respect this IP that we love. I promise to bring you something familiar, and I endeavor to bring you something fantastic that is, as of yet, unseen. I'm very interested. Because again, he's a true fan. He's a true fan. And I think true fans are the only people that you can really trust to guide a show like this and an adaptation to success. Or at least to an honest success that is in line with what people expect from the source material. And wouldn't it be so delicious if this thing comes out and just ends up smashing The Witcher in the later seasons? Because honestly, depending on how this times out, this might, be coming out around the time that The Witcher season 4 and season 5 are launching, probably to pretty lackluster numbers. And I think it would be so delightful if his show that's like really true to the source material ends up just crushing The Witcher in the later seasons after he leaves it. I think that would be just delicious, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very excited though. They're trying to turn it into a whole franchise, and if it's successful, I mean, this could be the start of something new, something great. But buckle up. If you're a fan of Warhammer stuff now, it's only going to become more and more and more and more popular. So be ready, because I think it's going to blow up. It's going to blow up once this comes out. Most red TikTokers are exploiting a dumb AI to generate anime boobs. Shocker. Shocker. I used to actually work on the security and low voltage of the Warhammer distribution locations. Oh, really? That's interesting. Huh? Who knew? Small world. I love how gaming is bleeding into cinema and how people are realizing that games are a state-of-the-art medium for storytelling. Yeah, and but there's still a lot of holdover from some of the, we say boomers as like a meme, but it's this attitude more generally of people being like, the games are they breed sexism, and the kids that play them are all secretly bigots. And like you saw that in that attempted hit piece of Henry Cavill, that general attitude of just like, if you're a gamer, then you hate women and this and that. And I think people are realizing that no, that the swath of people that play video games is so much wider than that. It's just like, they're not even close. There's so much more to gaming than that, hold on. Do I have this installed? I don't know. Hold on. Hold on. I have it installed over here. Okay. Setup reacts. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that in the doc. Hold on. Do you have the links to it? I know a guy, he's my go-to for checking whether anything is mainstream. He's always on point, not being geeky at all. Afraid this might be too niche. I'm a nerd, arguably, but I barely know anything about Warhammer. The average person might not know anything, period. Yeah, no, Nathan, I don't think hardly anybody knows anything about Warhammer, which opens it up to being a huge opportunity, because there's so much lore there. It's a really interesting world as well. All they have to do is introduce it in a palatable and approachable way, and I think people will be into it. And if Henry Cavill's at the front, I think it could be successful. Luke, why does it feel like all the bigger releases come out in the latter half of the year? Like Starfield's coming out later next year, probably Liza P as well. But we have some huge games coming out in the earlier half. Hogwarts Legacy and Atomic Heart and a bunch of stuff like that. But what if that palatable and approachable way is not to be faithful to the source material? I'm a firm believer that you can have a palatable and approachable way of framing pretty much anything. Even something like, a really tough subject like World War II. I think you could have an approachable way of framing that so people can understand it. I don't think you have to dumb everything down so it feels like Saints Row, remake or Saints Row reboot or whatever you want to call it. Saints Row 2022. I don't think you have to dumb it down to that degree to make it approachable. And I think it's really a reflection of the attitude that a lot of these executives have. I think they really honestly think that the audiences are pretty stupid and aren't capable of processing more complex themes, which is why they end up dumbing down some of these adaptations so much. Because doesn't it feel like it feels so pandering, and it feels like they think we're so stupid that we'll be like, they talked about student loans. I have student loans. So funny. Like that's how they treat you when they do these stupid adaptations. Yeah, Star Wars March 17th. I don't think they got to be approachable. If they legit copied the Witcher books word for word, scene for scene, it would be widely loved way more. I do think so. I agree. 14's magic number. Oh wow. Yeah, we do have a lot. Oh, this looks like it includes Rocky pictures from the last setup reacts, doesn't it? I think so. This one, I guess we could start earlier. I think D4C. Yeah, I can just sort by last uploaded. Okay, so December 21st, and I'll go forward from there. Okay, quick little detour, then we're going to play some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So, this is a little series we've been doing where I react to your setups and see what you've got. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Yeah, we'll be playing it on stream. Just you wait. Just you wait. It's a good time. Like, it's just a chance for me to see your setups. You can show off what you've got going on, where you play your games, and if I have any like advice that jumps out, I can offer it. 99% of the time, it's just get a bigger desk mat or mouse pad. But you know what? I'll try to offer any advice, or at the very least, I'll just compliment you because a lot of you have way cleaner setups than I do. So, first things first. This one comes from D4C. Got Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition loading up. Looks like Hades. I can't tell what this one is. Deathloop. Is that Kingdom Hearts? I don't know what that is. You got Persona 5. I can't tell these. But a handful of pretty solid games. You got the PS5 down there. Its own section. Own cubby. It's got plenty of ventilation. You've got your PS4 controller mounted up against... just to trigger the Star Wars fans out there. Is this Count Dooku? Is this Boba Drink? Boba Drink. You know, they named him after Boba Drinks. Did you know that? Boba Drinks. That's him. You got your HyperX headphones. All this, your little yeah, this is I don't know if this is an OG PS1 or if this is one of those mini ones that they started selling, like with the wireless controller, but that's pretty badass. We have ourselves a true through and through PlayStation fan here. And I mean, it's just a clean setup. I like it. You got your surge protector as well. Everything's protected. I like it. I don't really have any notes. It's just a clean looking setup. It's nice. I like it. This next one. Hold on. We gotta wait for the ads to clear. Hold on. It's Din Djarin, Dr. Maul. Okay, this one. I want to make sure I didn't skip one. Okay. Come on. Okay, this next one. Look at this. The Dorito Pope. Represent. This is somebody who's got quite the audio setup. This is interesting. This is from Ian from Montreal. Montreal. And this is interesting. I can't tell why you would need 2 bookshelf speakers. Because I was going to say maybe one is like they're the like a 2-parter. So it's like a sub and then the mids and the tweeters. But both of these have tweeters. So it's 2 completely separate speakers. Interesting. I would actually be very interested in knowing why you need 2 sets of speakers. That's interesting. But you can see he's got the stream pulled up. Tissues are readily accessible. You know, I can appreciate this is a little more sanitary than the socks we've seen other people have on their desks during the stream. So I can understand that. It's much more sanitary. I appreciate that. You have the vertical monitor. I can appreciate that as well. I actually really like vertical monitors. I know some people hate them. I actually find them relatively clean looking. I just like the look of it. I wish Windows had better support of them. Does anyone know if Windows 11 has better support for vertical monitors? If you do, let me know. Because I was using them with Windows 10 and the support was terrible. I had to install like a secondary app. So I wish they figured it out and they could run it better. But anyway, this, yeah, I appreciate the stream being up. The Dorito Pope representing, you know, praise be. I can't tell what kind of keyboard it is, but it's nice. You got your Logitech mouse, the mic on the clean boom arm, your Stream Deck, the ultra wide monitor. Also just very, very clean. My big thing is I'm very, very interested in the double speakers. I just don't know why you would need 2. I was looking for a second PC. I was like, maybe like Ian streams, and so maybe he's got the camera too. It's like maybe he streams and so he has like a separate thing, but it looks over here like he might have an amp or something. So he might play music or something through one set of speakers and then the PC audio goes through the other. I really don't know, but I'd be interested in hearing. I'm not sure. What's the problem with Windows, vertical Windows, or vertical monitors in Windows? Basically just that for like, you know how you can drag a window to the right side of the screen and it should split it in half and then you can select the other half and stuff. For Windows, the scaling is totally broken. So it wants to make it full screen and stretch the whole page all the way. You can't easily just do like quadrants or easily go into like half and half or something like that. It's just, it doesn't really support it. So you can download Power Toys, which has a thing called Fancy Zones. It's free to download and it offers really good support. Basically, you like hold down Shift and then drag the windows and then it'll put it in those things. You can make your own setups for it. So there's things you can do to save it, but the native support is pretty lackluster. Pretty rough. I just use Power Toys. Yeah, Power Toys is baller. Really, really baller. But yeah, very clean setup. I also love this artwork of Geralt. I think that's really clean. You do have, Rocky is triggered by your random LEDs. So I just thought you should know that. I appreciate the festive nature, but Rocky is triggered. So be aware. But I like it. Let's see. This one is from Carl Cross. Oh, Carl, good to see you here. Oh, that's awesome. You've got your, I just learned what these things are called. There's a specific name for this particular one. Oh, it's going to kill me. It'll come to me. But Carl's here. Hello. You got your mouse. You got the keyboard up here. All the little characters. Carl does some great art, by the way. If you guys haven't seen Carl's stuff, it's pretty great. Wacom tablet. Isn't there a Cintiq? Isn't that what it is? It's specifically a Cintiq. I think Uber's right. That's what I thought. But anyway, also you got your stream pulled up. You got all this. Look, being recommended all my videos. Look at you. Also, Liver King, a reaction to his apology. Oh, Liver King. You also have like, are these clay figurines of your like titular character of your little fella? That's funny. I like that. Those are cute. It's a Cintiq. That's what I was gonna say. Cintiqs, yeah. Nikki's sister has one of these things. She also has like a huge one that's down like in her little workspace, and it's like the thing is 80 pounds. It's ridiculous. Keyboard is dusty. You know what you can do for cleaning keyboards? The best thing you can do? I get these things. This is just a little cleaning tip from your master Lukeler. These you can just look up on Amazon or something, cleaning gel or cleaning goo or whatever. And they just show up like this. It's basically just like a kind of sticky goo like this. But you can dab it on your keyboard or roll it all over, and it'll suck up, and then get stuck to you. It'll suck up all of the hair, dust, crumbs, everything. Stuff you had no idea was in there. It will just suck it up, and then you roll it up, kind of like Play-Doh, and then you clean all of your stuff with it. And after you use it a few times, when it gets too gross to keep using, you just toss it, and then you get a new one. They're really, really cheap, and they work wonders. You can also use this like in your car to clean the air vents. You can clean, like, like on a console, you might have the air vents that dust builds up in. You can just roll this over the air vents and it'll pull all the gunk out. It's great. It's great. So I recommend some of these. It's like $2 to $3 on Amazon. You'll get a bunch of this. You can also make it at home with like Elmer's glue. And a couple other things like dish soap or something. You can look up like how to make homemade goo for cleaning or something, and it's super easy. But yeah, it's great. It's great. And that would help clean up the keyboard for sure in between the little stuff. I use it on my mouse all the time because my mouse gets crap caught in like the little grooves, but you can't really wipe in there. So I use this stuff and it just pulls it right out. So recommend it. Recommend it. Wipe your screen and keyboard with dryer sheets. Does that actually work? Does it like, oh, well, there you go. There you go. But all told, I mean, this is super adorable. I love all the characters. You've got Butters. You've got Cartman. A couple Cartmans. You got Randy. Dude, I need some of these figurines. Oh, I'm gonna finger bang you into my life. Girl, I like to finger bang and that's all right. You've got all of them. Bender. I need some of these figurines. I love South Park so much. Oh, I've said it before. Once they announce that they're doing the like full reopen of Casa Bonita, I will go and I will stream it off my phone. We'll do a live thing of it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. You're going to do what to that girl? Rocky, you heard me. You heard me. But no, I love South Park. But this is where the magic happens. Now we can see it. You know what? That's an utterly tremendous setup. See what I did there? Utterly tremendous. This next one, Razer Droid. It's got PC specs and everything in here. So you got, is that an Audio Technica AT2020? Is that what it is? No, it's a BM800. Okay. Looks like, oh, you remember these? The OG Xbox Ones with the big diagonal vents? You guys remember that? I remember those. Those things were like, they were space heaters. They were crazy. The boom arm for the mic. You've got your really clean monitor setup. I like, it might be the angle. The monitor almost looks like it's not even like 16:9. It looks almost like bigger than that, like a little taller. Let's see, a 5600X 3060 Ti, 16 gigs of RAM, a 550M motherboard, 512 SSD, 2 terabyte hard drive, 5 RGB fans, stock cooler for now, new one coming soon. Okay, 750 watt power supply, 80 plus gold. That's good. Red Dragon Tower, good airflow. Yeah. No, it looks super good. And also this cooler, I had this type of cooler. I forget what it was called. It was some sort of like Noctua Air Evo 2, whatever. And it was like, the thing was baller. The thing was baller. So like, I'm glad to hear you've got another cooler coming in. But these things also, I mean, these things work great. These things work great. They work wonders. I did one time when I was building my first PC, I ordered one and I did not check to see how tall this was off of the motherboard to the like glass panel of the PC case. I didn't think to check it. and I'm very lucky, but literally like these little prongs on the top rested on the glass. Like it could not have been closer. If it was a tenth of a centimeter too like longer and bigger, it would not have allowed me to close the door. So this reminds me of that. It's bringing me back. But yeah, this really just a nice clean setup. This also looks like, oh, you put your peripherals down here. Hold on. A Hulon drawing tablet. I don't see that. Oh, maybe that's back there. I can't tell. Maybe it's under the controllers. Xbox One from 2014. Xbox One controllers. 850 SR850 headphones. Very good. I always saw you've got a dedicated little amp and DAC there. So yeah, a little sound card. V8 external. Good enough for me. Definitely not ideal. Hey, I mean, if it gets the job done, it gets the job done. No need to be like, you know, making like apologies or excuse for it. Like this is a very, very clean setup, and all of these setups are based on your needs and your particular requirements. And so if it fits what you're looking to do, there's no need to go crazier than that, you know? Wait, I'm getting a flashback. This desk. This desk is very, very familiar. Did we look at this while it was like a work in progress? Did we look at this setup before? I'm having flashbacks now. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Maybe there's just somebody with a very similar desk, but I'm having flashbacks. Maybe it's the tile and the desk. I think somebody out there has an identical like tile and desk setup to you. I think, but it was a different camera angle specifically, I remember. But either way, very clean setup, very clean setup. Hold on, sit through the ad, blah, 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 blah. Placement in front of the window isn't optimal. That is true. I would imagine you probably have curtains there. If you don't, I would definitely get curtains because like it certainly will wash out and it could lead to extra eye strain. So I would agree that could really help. But I mean, I would imagine the window probably has blinds or something. Oh my goodness. That's a good boy. Okay. Sorry. I'm simping already. Lost in Walmart. That's funny. PC CPU 7900X, 64 gigs of RAM, 6800 XT. Doggo is good boy variety. That's good. Laptop is for work and connects to all displays. Oh, wow. Look at this thing. Okay, so is this... Are you a Star Citizen player? Are you one of the Star Citizen folks we've had? Lost in Walmart. I'm not sure. I don't think we played with you. We might have. But I see the like joysticks. It's either like a Microsoft Flight Simulator gamer or somebody who goes hard for Star Citizen. The pedals make me think now that I see those, it might be more Microsoft Flight Simulator, but this is pretty baller. I mean, this is a gamer's den through and through. The triple wide monitors with the one up top, fully immersive. You see this huge desk mat that covers like the whole desk. I love that. That's the same kind of thing I have. It no matter where you are, your desk is protected, your hands are protected. It's just great. It's a very, I don't recognize the chair, but this looks like a very good chair as well. You got your Quest 2, Meta Quest 2. Yeah, my dad got really into Flight Simulator stuff, and he looked into these things. And these things are like, these accessories for flight simulators and stuff are not cheap at all. They're very expensive, and they're also very, very specialized. And you don't get them unless you really are into it. So this is pretty hardcore. What I'm surprised by is like this thing looks so glossy, the floor mat. Like, see, it's reflecting off this. It almost looks like glass. But there's no way you put glass or polycarbonate or anything on the floor. Usually it's like a plastic layout mat. But like, this is very, very, very shiny. I'm just like taken aback. As for this other stuff, I mean, you got the extra desk on the side, really large open space. I could see maybe it's like a little crammed when you're in close, but you know what? That's kind of to each their own. You can always get like, if you want a deeper desk, you can do the IKEA thing that I mentioned. Just look up IKEA gamer desk, and it's what I use. It's a big island countertop for a kitchen, but you put it on like some basic stands, and it's just like a freaking huge desk that's super, super cheap compared to buying a dedicated desk. And it'll give you a ton more depth, probably twice as much depth. So you would have this come out all the way over here, and you just scooch this all back a little bit, but then you'd have room to really stretch, and you'd sit a little further away from the monitors. But honestly, if you're doing flight simulator stuff, and this is my personal guess, you probably like sitting close to the monitors because you like having your peripheral view filled up by these screens. So I'm guessing it's intentional. I don't think it's like an artifact. I think this is exactly how he wants it. It's such a sweet doggo. Such a sweet doggo. Oh my goodness. And I love the bed next to it, so the dog can be in there with you when you're playing. I find that so sweet. It's very, very cute. And yeah, he's watching the videos. Represent. Wonder what video is that? It looks kind of like Kratos. No, it's a stream. It's a stream when we were watching that Unreal Engine demo of a medieval game. You guys remember that? It was maybe like one or two guys. Do you remember that? That's what that is. Because it's a third-person camera angle, but the guy's wearing full metal medieval armor. So I think that's what it is. You got your nice mic. You've got your dedicated camera up here. The window's going to give you some nice natural light. One little tip that could help if you are finding the light to be a little harsh when you're filming. Something as simple as the cheapest option is like a tablecloth from Party City or the dollar store, just a white one. And then you fold it over so it's like 2 layers thick, and then you stretch that across the window, and it'll diffuse the light, so it'll come in way softer. It's like having a big soft box. It works wonders. I did it in my old apartment, and it worked amazingly well. You'll be amazed at how soft and gooey the lighting looks. It'll just knock your socks off. So I checked that out if you were running into that. But who knows? I mean, it looks like you don't have problems with direct sunlight from this window. Looks like there's probably a deck or a porch out here, in which case you're not getting the direct sunlight coming in. So the lighting might be soft enough already, but it's something to consider. You never know. Portuguese water dog. It's just a cute puppers, man. Oh, what a good boy. What a good boy. Let's see. This is from Mikhail. I don't know. One of the like simplest and cleanest setups I think we've seen. Just like super simple. You got the PS5, a very large desk mat. Oh, this mouse with all of the macros. This might be an MMO player, ladies and gentlemen. All the macros on the side of the mouse. I would guess so. The only people I know who have this mouse are hardcore MMO players. But also the Switch, the keyboard out here. It doesn't look like this is like a specialty mouse pad, which has like wireless charging or anything, because it's a wired mouse. I you know what I said? I warned you I might do this. I would honestly recommend looking into like one of those big desk mats. It'll span the entire desk, but it will help not only cover up some of the wires coming out of the keyboard and mouse and stuff, it'll also pad the whole thing so your forearms won't be resting directly on the desk. They'll be resting on the cloth, on the rubber. It'll be way more comfortable. It'll look really, really clean, and I think it would just look clean. And as for cable management, yeah, you could take these, get zip ties or Velcro like straps and tie those up and then run them down the back of the monitor so that it looks a little more clean and tight. You could also slide the Switch back to the back, and the PlayStation 5 to the back corner. But I mean, it really just depends on how you like to sit and play the games. Because usually when I had a 2-monitor setup like this, I mainly focused on like the left monitor, and the right monitor was my secondary. And so I would center myself on this monitor, and then this one would always be a little cockeyed. So like maybe you're doing the same thing because this is your primary. But yeah, I mean, I would say like maybe even if you can afford it, look into like a double stacked monitor. It'll be super, super clean, but like a double stacked monitor mount that just does a VESA mount thing. And then you can have both monitors stacked one on top of the other. It'll look really, really clean. And you can just run the cables all the way down the neck of the mount, and it'll look clean. You'll have double the space on your desk for putting like the PS5 over, getting some knickknacks to distribute and stuff. You'd probably get like a wireless charger for your phone, set it between it, like right there. You do a ton of stuff. It'll free up a lot of desk space. So I would check that out. Jazar, thank you for the $9.99. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Very generous. Just because you're the man. You're the man. No, you're breathtaking. Oh, God. Well, Will Butler. Well. Okay, Will is coming out swinging on this one. Dear God Almighty. Okay. First thing. Sexy. If I saw this and I walked into your home, I can't promise what I would or wouldn't do. I mean, you'd probably have me. I'd be yours. This is lovely. This is clean. I love the asymmetric sound dampening panels. I really like these, actually. I was looking at getting some like this for this wall behind me, actually. But they were completely sold out. So I had to settle for these for this space. But in the next studio, I'd like to do something like these. They're very, very clean. I think they look really cool. They catch the light in a really interesting way. So I think it just looks badass. You notice like just how much that ties the thing together. It offers a little bit of texture on the back of the wall, dampens the sound. So it's practical. It has an actual use. It just works. It just works. As for this, like all of the monitors are very color coordinated with the underlighting. So it feels very, very unified. So I really like that. With the footrest and everything. You've got the basic minimalistic clock. You have the PS5 back here. Looks like it's mounted or sitting on a ledge or something. I don't know how you have it up there, but something up there. The two little monitors. You also notice the lighting on the desk right here. This here is called a screen bar. I don't know what brand this one is specifically. The ones I've seen are from BenQ. And they sent me one once, and it was actually really cool. But it's just a little mount that sits up on the monitor. Monitor has to be flat. Curved monitors won't work. But if the monitor's flat, it just sits right up here, plugs in through USB type A. It just plugs into a little power jack. But then it shoots out light in a sharp line directly beneath it, not hitting your monitor, so it doesn't affect that or wash it out. And then it lights up your whole desk. So even with all the other lights turned off, you can still see what's on the desk in front of you, which is super useful. I really, really like that. It's very, very clean. Actually, since I swapped back to this flat monitor, I've wanted to get another one of these light bars. And after looking at this, I probably am going to get it right after the stream's over. So just letting you know. I may or may not be pulling it up on Amazon as I speak, just so I can put the order in after that. Light bar. Oh, also, this is funny because it was just in my Amazon cart. You guys know that I said on Monday, we started the stream like an hour late. I said I didn't sleep like at all. I was pretty miserable all night. It was a whole thing. Lockie just didn't sleep all night. But he, I tried because he was having a rough night. I thought, oh, it's probably like he's teething or maybe he has a fever or something. So we got him some baby Tylenol and he took that, but we were running low. So I was like, it's 3:30, 4 in the morning, and I'm like dying of sleep. And I need to sleep, but hold on, Nikki, I'll order some more baby Tylenol on Amazon. Give me a second. And I ordered it, and it was for overnight delivery. I was like, great, it'll be here tomorrow. I wake up, the package is on the front porch, and we just have like a collection now of a ton of bottles, very large bottles of children's cough syrup. I thought I ordered Tylenol. I really thought I did. I guess I ordered cough syrup, and now I just have a ton of children's grade cough syrup, more than anybody would ever need. So I'm sure I'm on some sort of list now, but that's another issue. It's just a whole other thing. Yeah, anyway, this is super, super cool. This is super cool. I like this. This is very, very clean. You got your Monster Energy drink. This is a very interesting mouse pad. I don't know what type this is, or if it's just the print on the cloth, or if it's a textured one. I can't tell. But it's very interesting. You've got the large palm rest here. This really honestly seems like a setup that would really benefit from like a custom minimalistic keyboard. All of this is so clean. I just feel like this keyboard takes up so much space. Like a 65% keyboard, even like this one that I use, I think would really, really clean the space even more. And plus you'd have a ton more space to move your mouse around. So like once you've unplugged this and you're actually using your PC, I feel like you'd have way more space to move your mouse. So that could be interesting. But I mean, this is probably one of, if not the cleanest setup we've seen since we started doing these reactions. This is just very, 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 very clean. And it goes to show you how much lighting can do to complement your setup. It's just very, very clean, very color coordinated. Another ad. Please hold. Please hold. Okay. What a freeze frame. This is really interesting, actually. So you've got, it looks like a couch back here, which would make sense if it's a couch because you have the big TV up here and then like a Series S up here. So it almost looks like you might have everything routed with the cables to be able to play console games on this while sitting on the couch. Or if you want to play games on these screens, you can just come right up in here. This is very clean. Yeah, Rocky, no cables, nothing. This is from Prometheus, and this is just tight. This is tight. This is another one of those custom keyboards. They're small, they're minimalistic. They give you tons of space to use your mouse. It's just clean. This looks like a I can't remember what it's called, but this looks like one of those ultra lightweight mice. The ones that have like the webbing cut out of it and they're just they weigh nothing. That's what this reminds me of. I think that's what that is, the white edition of it. But not glorious. It was like I don't know. If you Google the lightest mouse, you'll find it. You'll find it. What is the box's balance on top of the TV? Pop figures. Got to put them somewhere. Pop figures. I went through a period where people were sending me tons of pop figures as gifts. And like, I just ran out of stuff to use them for. I ran out of space to store them. I was like, I appreciate it, but I don't know what I'm going to do with all these. I know this isn't what you came here for, but I'm going to compliment it anyways. The crown molding. I love that. I think that makes rooms look so classy. I love it. Props. Very well done. Also, The Last of Us Part 2 Collector's Edition right there. I don't see a PlayStation. Maybe it's blocked. But I don't see a PlayStation. It might be down here by the PC, just very, very carefully hidden. But yeah, no, that's a sexy Collector's Edition statue as well. But yeah, very, very clean. Very, very clean. As for like advice, I don't I don't, maybe like the next upgrade would be the chair. Get yourself like a really nice chair that probably has like a lower back so that it doesn't block. Like, then you wouldn't have to scooch this chair out every time you sit back here to play or watch TV or play something on the TV. You'd just be able to leave the chair pushed in if it had a lower neck and it capped out like right about shoulder blade level. You can get an attachment to support your head if you want it, but I've found like most of the time gaming chairs aren't very comfortable anyway, so you do that. Oh, and sorry, Rocky says get a coaster. Get a coaster for your cup. He's got it looks like a koozie. Might be in a koozie, but yeah, very, very clean. I like it. Let's see this one. This one comes from Mr. Got the fireplace. Looks like a digital fireplace, maybe. I can't tell, but you got the fireplace going. The PC's up there. The wolf. Some artwork on the wall. Double monitors and the TV above. Got the stream pulled up. That gets you brownie points. Oh, we were doing a setup reaction when you filmed this and took this picture. That's funny. Yeah, your drinks. The big mouse pad. Hardwood floors are gonna be nice for that gaming chair. Honestly, it looks very cozy. I'll be real. It looks very, very cozy. I like it. Cable management could use some work, of course, with the tidying up of this stuff. The TV has one cable coming down out of it. It's tough. I'm not like, it's going to be hard to hide that. You do look like, it looks like you got like curtains or something here. You could route the wire so it goes through the curtains and that would hide it. It'd look a little cleaner if the curtains are going to stay there. Other than that, like I've seen stuff you can put like a little piece of plastic, like they make them just cable covers and it runs the whole length of the wall. I don't think it looks much better than just having a single cable. Like it's whatever. But you know, you got the curtain here. You could probably hide it with that. And then the monitors, yeah, maybe you could probably benefit if your desk supports it. It looks like it's got a little lip here, so it might not be able to clamp down. But one of those dual arm monitor mounts that just goes up and holds them would free up even more desk space for like a wireless charger for your phone or whatever else. So stuff like that can be really beneficial. Yeah, I mean, it looks really cozy. I think the only notes I would have would be like cable management over here, but it looks freaking cozy as hell. So props. Looks like I would just want to cuddle up, watch like Lord of the Rings while playing The Witcher or something. That's probably gonna hurt some people. This one's from Randor. Yep. Dude, you remember when Wii's were the total shit? Like everybody loved their Wii. Everybody had one. My uncle was the rebel that laid his sideways with these rubber feet. He got rid of the stand. He laid it sideways. Now there's a setup. Yeah. I also, I know it's stupid. I find the timestamp in the bottom right. That's something like, I don't really remember seeing those except for like those physical digital cameras. Like phones don't really do that anymore. So everything about this just screams 2006. But this timestamp screams that it was taken in November. So like it definitely wasn't taken in 2006, but it was probably taken with a camera from 2006. I don't know. It's just funny. I like it. But you know, well played. Got Che Guevara. Let's see. They hung out the flag of war, I think. Sorry, my neck hurts now. From Sean, turn your head. Way ahead of you. I feel like I kind of want to read these. Hold on. Can I read these? Can I open this in a new... No, it won't let me. Oh, what do those say? This one just says Google Chrome. I don't know. I feel like there's like Easter eggs in this that are probably funny. If they're not, then we're just going to be reading your personal bookmarks from Chrome and it's going to be really awkward. But I feel like that's so clear. There's got to be like little tidbits. There are. Okay, hold on. Check DMs. Hold on. We're going investigative. Let me open link. Okay, here. Okay, Google Chrome, new channel, complain, I think. Can't make that out. I can't make that out. I can't make that out. No, I can't make that. I can't make that out. C415. I can't make it out. Damn it. Enhance. I feel like there's something here, but I'm missing it because it's too obvious. Enhance further. I can't rotate it. Won't let me rotate. That's the most we can enhance. Enhance. Press the button. Oh, man. This is at 500% scaling. And it's just, there's not really enough PTV, LT. I can't tell. Damn it. Okay, if somebody can enhance that and figure it out, let me know. Because I feel like I'm sure there's something there. There's something. That's too obvious not to put something there, but I don't know what it is. You got this one. You got this one, Sean. You win this one. You may have won the battle, but we will win the bigger battle. Okay. This one is from Cloak929. We have Nintendo Switch, the PS5 with the headset, Roku remote. I don't remember what this thing's called, but it looks super familiar. The PlayStation 5 controller with the custom thumb grips. Another controller up here. The old PS4 chargers. Oh, dude, that's a throwback. All of your games here. A rug that's piled up against the bookshelf for some reason. Honestly, like, oh, the reflection. Hold on, we have to look at the reflection. The bed, the lamp, a very nice, bright and vivid green. Feels like I'm living in a forest. And then we've got the double fans around the window to cool it down. I can appreciate that. You guys know how often I have to turn on the AC in here. The entire room is a green screen. It's ready whenever you want to disappear. You name the time, boom, gone. Yeah, no, I mean that's cozy, right in front of the bed. It reminds me of my setup in like senior year of college, playing Death Stranding. I laid in bed and I played it. The TV was right in front of me at the foot of the bed. That's how I played through Death Stranding. Nikki hated it. But yeah, this is reminiscent. I'm sorry, I didn't have any caffeine this morning. Very reminiscent of that. I also appreciate the balls. I mean, it's pretty ballsy to not use the included stand for the PlayStation 5. Just set it right down on the hardwood. That's, bold. That's bold. Balls. That's what that is. That's what that is. They give you a stand and you're like, nope. Nope. Sure ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. So props. Really clean. I like it. Waiting for the ad. Oh, is that it? I think that's it. Well, there you go. Wyatt, to submit your setup, send it to Rocky on our Discord. If you check out the link tree in the description, it's got a link to the Discord. You can just join us, and Rocky, one of the mods, you send it to him, and you can do that. You missed mine? Hold on. Let me go back to photo stream. Wait. Hold on. Oh, I think he just added one more. I got one more added that just showed up. Hold on. From Marcus. That's a good kitty cat. That's a very good kitty cat. Oh. That looks like a very soft kitty cat. Oh. Oh. He sleeps in a mocap soup. Yeah, I kind of give that vibe. I don't know. This is pretty cute. This and the doggo. I mean, we've got a kitty set up, and then we've got the doggo set up. Oh man. You know, we have lots of animals in our community here, and it's good to see them represented. It's good to see. This, I still think, was one of the funnier ones that just came out of nowhere. I just was not ready for it. If you guys missed it, Thesaurus came in and just casually drops this in for the setup reactions. And it's got the hold on, can I not zoom in? Damn it. He's got his glaze here, the candle. He's got Lubriderm. His sock is ready to go. It's just so subtle. So subtle. If you've got a couple more that just came in, yeah, toss them in real quick. We'll just knock them out. It's the last time we're doing it before the new year. Might as well. But yeah, Lubriderm. And it was all because, where is it? Was it in this batch? I don't think I see it. Yeah, I think it was in the other batch. But there was somebody who just casually had like a sock sitting on their desk, and so we made a joke that they, you know, were really enjoying the stream. And now, like, every time we see tissues on a desk or socks near a desk, it's always like, oh, yeah, I'm busy. Really liking the stream. I'm refreshing, Rocky. But yeah, just sock gang. Let's see. I got the double mounts and the wireless charging. Lol. Oh, sweet. What's baller? I also have socks on my desk sometimes. Hey, it just happens. Fish socks. I love fish socks. Kitty wants to stay on top. Well, they're warm. We have a projector upstairs, a short throw projector that shoots up, and it's very, very bright and very warm. Hermione loves laying on it. And when she does, the laser like shines up into her and it kind of makes her glow as a cat, which is funny, but she likes it because it's warm and it's just not safe. She's going to start a fire or she's going to light herself on fire with the lasers. It's going to be a big problem. So now we have a little gnome thing that's like 3 feet tall, and we lay that down on top of the projector, like over a cloth that we put over it to protect the lens of the thing. We lay that gnome down to protect. Looks like Snow White every time we come down in the morning, but he lays on it so that she can't. House of the Dragon, I have not. I've not seen it. Wyatt's am I into Rocky? Okay, send it to Rocky. Let's see if I make it in this round. I think so. If Rocky just got it, he'll add it. We shall see. Where are we sharing these? John, just shoot them over to Rocky on Discord. Reload, okay. Might take a second to kick in. There we go. Okay, two more. Here we go. Let's go. Okay. This works on the right screen. Okay, this is from Oxwave. This, I'm assuming if it just came in, you're in the chat. So, Wyatt is Xbox Jedi. Oxwave. Who's Oxwave? Say who you are. Say you are so we can see it. I don't know. Or don't. It's fine. But Oxwave sent this one in. It's Ethan. Okay, sweet. Yeah, look at this. The dual monitors. You got the dual monitor arms. Look at that. You got the boom arm for the mic on top of that. I really like that where it comes up and over. That's super freaking clean. I've actually been looking to do something like that for my thing, for my mic boom arm. I'd like it to come up and over. It's just this thing weighs like 30 pounds. Not really, but it's very heavy, so it's hard to get it to balance. But I've been looking to do something like that. Color coordinated, all very white and clean. You got the Nintendo Switch Lite, the big corner mounted monitor for the stream. Appreciate that. That's always baller. And of course the hardwood as well. I love the hardwood for these chairs. It just makes it so much better. You got your desk plant. It's just like a coaster. Rocky, he's got a coaster. There you go. I can't really see the keyboard, but it looks, based on this knob, it looks almost like a GMMK Pro or something like that, like a custom keyboard. It's very, very clean. Very clean. I like it. I like it, dude. And plus, with this, it looks like your bed's over here, so it looks like you've also got this set up to be a TV for the bed. That's a no-brainer. That's just a win-win. That's just practical. I love it when setups have like multiple applications, you know, like when it works as your gaming setup, then you can also quickly convert it into your entertainment center. I did the same thing in my college apartments and bedrooms because my bed was right there and then my gaming PC and stuff was right there. So I had my monitor on a swivel so I could turn it out towards the bed so I could watch a show on that when I was, you know, just hanging out or something. All of that. I really, yeah, it's bringing me back. It's bringing me back. But yeah, I love this. I love this. It is a GMMK Pro? Dude. Knew it. No, it's a circular knob in the top right. And it's like, it looks like a 65%. So I took a guess. So 2 more added, even more. Okay, sweet. Just don't put fluids on the same table as your PC stuff. Or do, whatever. I pretty regularly spill stuff all over my equipment. So it's just part of being a gamer, dude. It's part of being a gamer. You guys know, like, this desk is 99% of the time covered in random crap. I like so regularly spill stuff. It's not even funny. It's an actual problem. I might have some sort of chemical affliction that drives me to do this. Also, shout out to Nano Zebra, a company I worked with on a couple of sponsorships. They sent me a very nice little custom thermos cup mug thing. In addition to, like, they sent me coffee beans and like a candle or two. It was like very nice of them. Just out of the blue, nowhere. They just sent me that for like a Christmas gift bag. It's pretty sweet, pretty nice. The one thing with how things are lit right now for this setup, for this camera angle, you can't see my skull. See? I need to take my own advice. I need better lighting. Damn it. Okay, continuing. But all told, Oxwave, that is a very clean setup and practical, which I appreciate. And I love the boom arm with the mic coming up over. I think that's badass. Loading. I'm glad you have overcome your affliction. The night's still young. I wouldn't say that. You know what? We're just getting started. Okay, no, come on. There. Oh, God. Look at this. Okay, this is from... We don't have it. Whose is this yours, Wyatt? Whose is this? Look here, look, listen. It's Wyatt's, okay. So first things first. I immediately recognize the Klipsch speakers. Immediately. It happened. I recognize them. First things first. Primarily because, I mean, they clearly are very eye-catching. Klipsch is known for having these buglehorn speakers. The great thing about buglehorn speakers, a lot of movie theaters use Klipsch speakers, actually. I don't know if they are currently like the new build ones are, but a lot of the movie theaters you've been to use these types of speakers from this company. And it's because buglehorns spread. They have a really wide dispersion, so they spread the audio really wide. So usually you see them used in like really big spaces. For this is like, I mean, it seems like a smaller, tighter space. In the reflection, you can see the brick behind the camera. So, I mean, these things are definitely going to drown you. Oh, we also have a kitty cat. There's a kitty cat. It's a meow meow. I love it. Yeah, this thing is going to drown you in audio. Yeah, you're going to be swimming. You got 2 subs. Dude, your poor neighbors. 2 subs. A very nice, I forget what this one's called. I sold this exact setup. I sold these speakers many times over when I worked in home theater sales. And I've sold this exact setup many times. I don't remember what exactly this one's called, but this This setup is pretty baller. I would assume if you've gone out this hardcore, I would assume you probably have rear speakers as well. I don't see anything directly on the side, so you might be doing a 5.2 or a 7.2 setup if you have those middle ones. It's a full clips reference series. Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, this is baller. What do you have powering it? I can't tell what kind of receiver that is. It looks almost like a Denon. Is it a Denon? Because Yamaha doesn't usually have that style. I don't know, but it looks like a Denon to me. I can't tell. It's Denon. I'm a savant, dude. I know my shit. Yeah, it's just the very, very nice setup. This TV is massive. You got the Christmas lights. You know, the only thing, and you might actually already have it because you have these LEDs. I've seen those kits that you can get which synchronize like the room lighting to the film or what's going on. This is already so immersive, I'm sure, with the audio that I have to imagine that if you could synchronize the lighting too, it would just be like living in a 4D cinema. It'd be killer. But this is crazy. How much does a setup like this cost? Oh yeah, it's 2 side speakers and 2 behind you. You just can't see it. It's a 7.2. Yeah, no, I believe it. It looks like it. This thing, like, honestly, the only way that I think you could take this up a notch is if you just took everything that's currently here and then moved it into a separate space that is a little more spread out. But obviously that's not just like, oh, sure, I'll go do that. Like, the only way I think that this thing gets even better is if you took this into a room that's like 25 feet by 50 feet and you let these speakers really blast and you just get drowned out by it. Like, at that point, I think at this point, I think this is just about as baller and as immersive an audio setup as you could get, beyond doing, like, you know, some crazy DevTechs or Bowers and Wilkins. But even Bowers and Wilkins aren't great for gaming. They're very clear. They're great for music, but not really for gaming. Klipsch and Definitive Technology speakers are the best for gaming applications, I think, and for like movies and things. Because they're very solid and powerful speakers. They don't really prioritize crispness as much, but they're not really used for listening to just acoustic guitar. So, you know, it's not a big deal. Needs to lower the TV. It's hard to tell with the camera angle. I think this actually might be at a good spot with how the couch is arranged. It looks like it's angled slightly down, which is what you'd want. Looks really clean. And I also appreciate like the curtains and everything for sound dampening and stuff like that, because brick is notoriously difficult to soundproof for. So having the curtains, having a softer like rug on the ground to absorb sound, all of that's really important. The curtain here also absorbs sound, so you gotta have that. But it's very, very clean. What are good speakers for gaming? Honestly, it depends on your exact situation, but what I would recommend, if you're playing on a desk, these are KEF, K-E-F, LS50 Mark IIs, and they are freaking sexy as hell. They're expensive, but it's like every time you listen to a song or something happens in a game, it's like it's happening on your ear. It's very, very immersive. So as for like for a home theater setup, these Klipsch reference series speakers are great. The other one that you can look at are called Definitive Technologies. You might also hear them referred to as DefTechs. Sound subwoofer floor standing speakers. This would be for like an actual, like, by your TV, if you wanted to set this up on either side of your TV. The reason I like these is because they have built-in subwoofers. So you see on this one, he's got 2 dedicated subwoofers Down here, they look like maybe 8-inch. I was gonna say 10, but it almost looks like this is a 10 and this is an 8. But I'm not sure if you would do that. I don't know what size these are, but maybe 8-inch to 10-inch subs. But these DevTech speakers, even these ones, have subwoofers in the bottom. So they include that as part of it. And it's pretty... I mean, they're pretty crazy. These 920s are a little smaller, so they fit 99% of instances. Like, not many people need to go bigger than that. I currently use... the 960s. To be fair, I got them when I was an employee and I got like a stupid good deal on them. Okay. So these things are normally $1,200. Right now they're 50% off. Normally these are $1,200 per speaker. But I mean, you can see it's just, they're crazy, crazy nice, but they will blow your socks off with bass if you're not careful. So something like that would work wonders. Definitive Text or Klipsch. But they're both great. They're both great. But yeah, once you've heard audio that comes out of a setup like this, or comes out of DevText or Bowers and Wilkins, or even what is it, Martin Logan, like those speakers will change your life. You'll never be able to listen to anything else. Give them head pats, Luke. Good Rocky. Good Rocky. Good Rocky. I can't find how to send the pics, but I'm getting a 140-inch with, but I'm gaming on a 140-inch with an Optima gaming projector, basic 5.1 setup, and an Onkyo receiver and PS5. Oh baby, oh baby! Optima gaming projector, 140 inches. That's gonna be sexy. His projector's bigger than mine. Mine's only 110 inches. God damn it. Yeah, these gaming projectors they made in the last like 3 years are baller. They're baller. If you have the ability and the space to get yourself a gaming projector, trust me, trust Mike, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's only short throw, not ultra short throw, so oh yeah, I mean it still works. It works. I don't know how far out from the wall do you have to have that, or do you have yours mounted up top and it's projecting down? I know some people do that. I don't know. How's the noise on these? These meaning the Klipsch reference. They're great. I would say like the big thing is that these are mainly designed for big spaces. So like in here, balancing these would be a little tricky. You'd have to mess around with it a lot to get it tuned in. But these Klipsch reference are great speakers at like a good mid-tier price point. They're going to be way better than like the Sony entry tiers. And yeah, these are very, very good speakers at like a mid price point. And when I say mid price point, I'm still talking like this setup is going to cost you several thousands of dollars for these speakers. But that's mid-tier because the nice Bowers and Wilkins are going to be like $6,000 per speaker, possibly even more. The best Bowers and Wilkins speakers are like $80,000 per tower. So there's a high cap on speakers, but for 99% of instances, like these speakers will blow your socks off, will work wonders. Let's see. Did you add a couple more? Let's see. Ooh, a few more. Okay, we'll do this. Are we gonna have time? We might not have time to do Star Wars. Jeez. This is from Hamad. I'm so sorry. This is interesting. You got like, is this a racing sim? That's what it kind of looks like. Yeah, well, duh, it says racing. But interesting. That's crazy. Oh, and you've got this thing. I've seen these things, these curved, I think this is the Samsung monitor. It's not the big 55-inch, but this is the ultra wide curved monitor. These things are crazy. Yeah, if you're into immersive stuff, which if you're into racing, I would guess you are, this is it. It looks like you got it on boom arm, so you can swing it out and then it goes in front of the racing chair, and then that becomes your immersive view for the racing sim. That's baller, dude. That's pretty sexy. I will say it makes my OCD get a little irked because you have like these expensive controllers just on the floor next to a dog bed. All of the dogs in my life would chew them to high holy hell. But you know what? If your dog's a good doggo, props. Apparently our dogs suck because they would destroy these things, but you have a lot of faith in them. But I mean, this is pretty cool. And I love, again, like I said earlier, I love when your setups have practical application where you can just like swing it over and then it becomes useful for another thing. I find that so cool. I find it so cool. Let's see. Monitor cable management couldn't be done because I don't use my VR. I rotate the monitor arms, which stretches all the cables out. I gave up on it after the first time. Oh, I totally understand that. For setups like this, where you have a lot of room, where the cables need to arrange and shift, it makes sense that you would run into potentially some issues with it. Their cable management is like my bed head. Dude, if I ever get the balls to do it, I'll take a picture of the underside of this desk and you'll see the rat's nest that is my cable management. It's horrible. I've tried to fix it. I'm just incapable. I just don't have what it takes. But this is freaking cool, dude. This is baller. I love it. That's just sexy. And also, look, you are in a high rise. Look at that view. You are crazy high up. Of course, you don't have to tell us where you live, but like, what floor do you live on? I would love to know. "24th. Yeah, looks like it. That's crazy. Look at that view. That's baller, dude. That's baller. Here, Mike. Let's see. What you can do. Here, I can just put it here. Here, pop this. Hold on. Create hidden. You can just go to this link. It's going to take you into a room called Questions for Lukey. Just put your picture, upload it into that room, and I'll see it and I can pull it up if you're having trouble sending it to Rocky. But yeah, that's pretty cool, dude. I like that. Loading. Can I cheese it and go back here? Okay, this one. Dude, got a good boy. Got the MacBook. 2 MacBooks? Bro. How is that not overkill? Why do you need 2 MacBooks? Are they both MacBook Pros? I don't see the label on this one. They look like MacBook Pros. Why do you need MacBook Pros? 2 of them. That's, you know what? You're flexing. You're flexing on me. I get it. One's from 2013 and is dying. Oh, okay. Okay. Is this one might, I can't tell. I think this one's the one from 2013 because the divot is a little higher up. It might be the exact same MacBook Pro I had, actually. Luke says with the 50 screens. Yeah, that's fair. But I had a 2013 Mac, or I think it was technically 2012 model. But it was a MacBook Pro, 13.3 inch. I saved up for years to get it, and I love that thing dearly. But yeah, I still have it somewhere. It's in a sleeve somewhere tucked away. It's the hard drive though. The thing takes like half an hour to boot up. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But honestly, for a 10-year-old computer, the fact that it boots up at all is kind of impressive. Let's see. Same, but I'm very impressed it's still going. Yeah, the big issue is the hard drive. It's just the data storage is so slow. Like, I think it's a 5,400 RPM, like 250 gigabyte hard drive or something. Like, at the time it was good, but nowadays it's just not fast enough to keep up with anything. But it's a good boy. We'll be consistent. It's a good boy. It's a good boy. And then we got this one. This is from Morgana Blackheart. Morgana Blackheart. Morgana takes me back to Persona. With this, we've got the TCL. I've said before, TCL, one of the best bang for the buck brands of any TV you can buy. They make great stuff. It's not like a popular name like Samsung, you know, but they make great panels, and the bang for the buck really is beyond compare. Until you get to, like, honestly, probably $600-700, TCL kind of dominates it. There's just nobody that's really competitive like them. So great TV choice. PS5 hooked up to it, I'm assuming. You've got a PS4 Pro Slim. I have the same one. It's actually back down there in a display case. It's my first ever console I got myself, but you know, that's another story. Nintendo Switch, it looks like. Got your clock. Xbox One. I'm thinking this is an Xbox One. It might be an Xbox One X, but a white version because it has the disc drive. The Xbox Series S doesn't have a disc drive, but it's white, so I think that's what it is. Little speakers. You got the monitor, big Pokemon poster. I can appreciate that. And then you've got your mouse pad with the mouse hooked up. Keyboard really clean. Yeah, I mean, it's just a silky smooth setup. I like it. I can't tell like how tall up we are, because to like from this camera angle, it makes it look like this is like 3 feet off the floor. But if you're sitting and it's at a good height, then that's fine. I would imagine that like craning your head down, I would assume that you sit and your head cranes down a little. My personal advice would just be to even just like a stack of books that you like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or something. PS4 Pro Slim, sorry. PS4 Slim, sorry. But you raise the monitor up a little bit so it's more in line with your head level when you're looking straight at it, and it's going to help your neck a lot and probably help your sleep, if I'm being real. That's at least what I would suggest, because I used to have my monitor really low and I always had to crane my neck down to look at it and to do stuff. And once I raised it, all of a sudden, like headaches went away. I was able to sleep way more regularly. It was pretty cool. Xbox One S. Okay. There's a giant speaker at the top. Yeah, is that a sound bar? It kind of looks like it. I think it's the sound bar. Sound bar for the TV, I'm assuming. You know what? That's cool. That's cool. I mean, I personally, it would break my brain to hear the audio coming out of like something to the right of the monitor, because my brain wants to hear the sound coming out close to it. But if that doesn't break your brain, then props. It's kind of cool that you got it mounted and everything. But yeah, just a clean setup. I like it. The natural light pouring in gently. Ooh, baby. Rocky. John Griffith. Look at this. Dude, this looks like Nikki's apartment in college. She hung tapestries and stuff up on all the walls. That was her thing. She would hang up those things everywhere. It was really funny. So this brings me right back to that. You got your lava lamp, little stuffies. You've got your, ooh, I like that. The nice minimalistic keyboard, the mouse on the charger, the Razer mouse on the charger. That reminds me, I need to plug this onto the charger because I keep forgetting to do that. Are these gnomes? I love that. You got your little gnomes up there. Blue Yeti right there to capture your voice. Blue Yetis, great microphones. And then you've got the tri-arm monitor mounts in a really nice 3-monitor configuration. I mean, that's just clean. I mean, that is sexy. That is a sexy little arrangement. Yeah, I like it. And it also, like, I don't know, it's probably the nostalgia factor, but to me, it just looks very, very clean. Oh, Mike, I just got those pictures came in. Oh, I can already tell this is sexy. I'm going to be very, very jealous. But yeah, this is very clean. I like it. It brings me back to like college when all of this was starting. I actually had a lava lamp. I don't know what happened to it. What did happen to it? I don't know. But I did have a lava lamp at some point. I don't know if it ever made it into videos. I kept it next to my bed. But yeah, I had a lava lamp at one point. Maybe I should get more. Honestly, at this point, I probably can't afford to get more because they're just going to heat up the room even more, and it's just going to be boiling hot in here all the time. But I freaking love lava lamps, dude. I love them. I love it. I could put a huge one back here. We could do it. We could do it. No balls. I'll do it. I'll do it. Don't question me. I'll do it. But I do like that, John. That's a really clean setup. It brings me back to simpler times. Times when life made sense. Seven-foot lava lamp. Dude, I would love it. Hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Mike just posted his, and it looks like a fitting conclusion to this journey we've been on, okay? So first things first. Nice little, okay, well, you know what? It seems pretty straightforward, right? Got a shelf, lots of games, PS5, PS3. You've got your Onkyo receiver right here. Cable management is tight. Where are the cables for this? I don't see them. Do you? Sure don't. They're gone. They're gone. Also have the Wii. Gotta love that. Now, how, like, what is that stuff powering? What is that stuff powering? I wonder. Hold on, I'm pulling up the original so I can zoom in. Just a second. Open. Just a second. Open. Okay, that's all three. Okay. Nope, wrong window. Okay. So what is that powering? Well, it's running a very, very cozy studio space. Well, like gaming space. Maybe not studio space is the right term for it, but we've got the fireplace. Ooh, baby. It looks like this. No, this isn't that cabinet from before, I don't think. Is it? No. Is it? No, it's got the black. So that is the cabinet from before. So that's the cabinet that's running all this. You see, these are those wire covers I mentioned, like that kind of run straight up and hide it. And then you can run it through the ceiling to the projector. So this is short throw, but not ultra short throw. So my ultra short throw projector would be like, for this space, I could put the projector where the castle is, and it would project up on the wall that's only like a foot behind it, the whole picture. So it's ultra short throw. This classifies itself as short throw, but not ultra short throw. So it's a few feet off the wall, but still not like having it all the way back here like a traditional projector, right? And that's nice because then you can stand up and walk around and it's not going to disrupt it or anything. It also looks like you got like a Peloton or something here. That's great. I love that. And then the next pick, you got your PS5. See that huge thing? This is a 140-inch screen, by the way. 140-inch screen. Knockoff Peloton. Hey, it works. Honestly, Peloton's kind of a ripoff to begin with. But not knockoff. 140-inch screen, PS5. Got some baller games up here, too. Look at that. Oh, Vice City, Last of Us Part. I think that's part 1. Or maybe it's part 2. I can't tell. Horizon. Yeah, once you've played these games on a 100+ inch screen, it's kind of hard to go back to anything else. It just is. Yeah, and if you think that the colors are popping here, I would bet you good money that when you're actually there, the colors pop even more. There's just something about a dark room with one of these projectors going off. They just look crazy good. Crazy good. So I can see why you wanted to share that, Mike. I can definitely see, because that's pretty baller. That's baller. But one of the reasons that we've been doing this little series of checking out these setups is not only to just showcase what you guys have worked so hard on to set up, your kits and everything, but it's also a chance for people to see what other people have done, get ideas for their own setup. If you've been looking at upgrading your home theater or your gaming setup, you can see what other people have done and kind of get inspiration from that. And then from some people, you can also see and be like, okay, well, maybe I don't want to do that because that didn't work out. So you can kind of learn and check it out from there, which is kind of cool. But Yeah, I love it. More cats and dogs in your setups, please. Yeah, we could do that. I could bring Hermione and Finley in here more too. It's just they get into trouble every time they come in here. I tried setting out like a bed for them and they just ignore it and then end up walking around and knocking stuff over, and then Hermione plays with spider traps, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I love looking at setups. Anyone here seen Tech Source on YouTube? That sounds really familiar, actually. When are you doing the next setup? I'd like, honestly, once we have enough setups submitted. So usually whenever we publish these, we make some TikToks off of them and stuff like that, so they end up getting shared pretty widely. And then we get a ocean of submissions and stuff from there, and so it just kind of is on a rolling basis. I did not expect when we first did this to have more than like 5 submissions, and we've ended up doing like hours and hours of reactions to them, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, props to everybody. I mean, really, really solid setups and really, really clean. I love them. I had initially planned on doing some Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, but at this point, like, I don't know, man. We're kind of running out of time, actually. I didn't expect to have that many submissions. You guys are great. People wanted their chance to show off. That's wild. Play Destiny instead. I tweeted out asking people. Hold on, what did I do? I tweeted out asking people if this was a good time to get into Destiny, and people in general thought, maybe not. Like, this is what people said. Destiny 2 players. Is the game currently in a good spot for a newbie to jump in, or is it best to wait for a future expansion? In the next expansion, they're creating a whole new path for new players. Right now, it's super hard to get in without a friend to hold your hand through everything. So he said, wait. I would jump in if I were you. Okay, jump in. Just make sure you have a friend or 2, if not 5, to team up with to do the end game content. It's a ton of fun, though, and there's enough story content to keep you busy for a while. Caleb said, honestly, just no. As a day one player back in 2014, the game is honestly just too far out for some people to jump in casually. Now, if you're willing to grind, that's a different story. But but I know you're a very busy man, so I don't know if it's too much for you. In my opinion, there was never a point where it managed to be accessible for newbies. Like, I would still recommend it if you have the attitude and are interested in it enough to engage with the material outside the game. But for most people, it's probably way too much. Ask SkillUp. Yeah, SkillUp's not going to reply to me. I'm going to get Twitter Blue. I'm going to get a verified badge just so he starts replying to me. Jump in. You'll have tons of stuff to do, which will be difficult to complete before the next expansion arrives. It's a lot of fun if you have a mate who has been playing it for a while, Rocky. Playing with him can make it easier than figuring things out by yourself. This one says, wait. I would jump in now so that you're ready for Lightfall. Wait till the next expansion happening on February 28th. They added a bunch of new player stuff. Good question. I recently bought these expansions on sale, trying to jump in as a noob and genuinely have no idea what I'm doing past the basics of a looter shooter FPS. Oof. Yeah, he's been tagged multiple times. Doesn't give a crap. Has a terrible start, but after that becomes a marriage type RPG that's very fun. Yeah, I tried it. It was an awful experience. No sense of direction, plus no guides, no nothing. I lasted like 2 days. A bunch of replies. Very, very mixed. Very, very mixed. As you are already on Twitter, ask Elon. He sure has a definitive answer. Oh, probably. I tried to get into Destiny 2, and there was way too much going on for a new player, even returning back to it like I did. And that's the thing. Like, I just don't want to jump into it and then just get drowned out. Like, if I'm going to do it, I'd like to actually do it. So this is one of the more interesting things. Hogwarts Legacy is regularly trending, for me at least. You click on it, and all of the leaks, or all of the posts are very, very positive, right? Very, very hopeful. There's a lot of hype videos, all sorts of stuff. People just being really excited for it. You go to like latest, and 95% of the time, it's people like screaming for it to be canceled and calling you a bigot if you're going to buy it. Yeah, like asking about the boycott. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of it. This person, I've been seeing a lot of, if you play Hogwarts Legacy, you're transphobic and homophobic. Coming from a bisexual who supports LGBTQ plus people, I will be getting the game because Harry Potter was my childhood. Separate the art from the artist, people. Hashtag Hogwarts Legacy. I don't know, man. It's why people are boycotting, because J.K. Rowling keeps saying stupid things, and like at this point she knows what she's doing. She's just trying to like get people like riled up. But there's a lot of people on the left who are saying that the game should be boycotted because it's going to lead to royalty payments to J.K. Rowling, who they don't like and has said things they disagree with. And so then the implication is kind of like McCarthyism. If you're associated with the game, then you also are supporting her, so therefore you're a bigot. Like, the term boycott is offensive, so I'm gonna need to cancel that. I feel like there has been this let's see, unnameable abuse of power by certain persons in the chat. No names. Maybe, I don't know. That's funny. Yeah, Rocky, the power's gone to your head, man. Back in your kennel. Back in your kennel. It's called a non-binary cot. That sounds like a slur. I don't know. I'm kind of conflicted by it because I understand the sentiment. Like, if Kanye West released a video game right now, and Kanye West was like, oh, well, it's a game where you play as the voice of a generation who loves fish sticks, and like it was going to be a crazy popular game and everybody wanted to play it. I can understand when people are like, no, you probably shouldn't play it because like he's like actually a crazy person and clearly like openly anti-Semitic. Like he's saying that he wants to desensitize the term, blah, blah, blah. I get that. But I don't know. I just like, I have the get out of jail free card for one, just because it's like, I kind of have to cover the game. It's like one of the biggest games of the year. So it's like, whether I want to buy the game or not, I kind of have to cover it. Right. But for the average person, like, are you really going to say that like Jimmy from down the street or little Kimmy from down the street, who's 13 years old and loves Harry Potter, are you going to say that she's a bigot for playing the game? Like, really? Come on. I don't know. Why are people asking for me to be freed? See, he's so used to being captive that he just doesn't even realize. I get the irritation towards JK, but it should be strictly against her, not the franchise as a property. It's a game worked on by hundreds of people. Support them. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And plus, like, what I find, it's really easy for people who are not gamers and would never have played this game anyways to rant and rave against it. Because what I would bet is that 99% of the people who are raging against this would not have bought the game initially because they're not gamers. Probably don't like Harry Potter to begin with. And they're also not going to be contributing the $60-$70 that they don't spend on the game. They're not going to be contributing that to good causes. They're going to take it and go buy another decaf latte from Starbucks, which has executives in it which are saying things almost identical to what J.K. Rowling's saying. So, like, I don't know. I would buy a Kanye game, therefore I will also buy Hogwarts. There, deal with it. Say what you will. A Kanye West video game, I think, would be very entertaining. I said it. Whatever that would look like, I'm sure it would be a wild ride. Or perhaps a Rebel from Dutch Bros. Yeah, or a Caramelizer. Dude, I used to get the Caramelizer Freeze. It was my go-to drink. Then I looked at the like health nutritional facts, and good God almighty. It's like injecting sugar straight into your veins. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. I abuse my power. Yes. This is anarchy, not democracy. As long as it's not like Soulja Boy stuff. Yeah, Soulja Boy, I don't know. That was just like the laziest of all attempted like scams. It was just hilariously bad. Pretty sure this game's going to make bank regardless. Oh yeah, no, for sure. This game is going to break so many sales records. It's going to be ridiculous. And the thing is, it's because of the strength of Harry Potter as a franchise, not because of J.K. Rowling. Like, towards the end, I think Harry Potter became successful despite J.K. Rowling, not necessarily because of J.K. Rowling. You can look up any sort of analysis of the game's narrative, or the book's narrative and the film's narratives, and you can see that they very quickly started to desperately try to piece things together, and she started to try to figure out how to salvage the story, because there were a lot of things she set up that didn't go anywhere. But Destiny is bad. Chuck permaband. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, anyway, it's just, yeah. I don't know. It's still going to do very, very well. It's going to be one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game of the year in terms of performance. And I don't know. I feel bad that a lot of people are going to be dealing with a lot of craziness on Twitter because of it, because they dared to enjoy a game that kind of defined their childhood. But what are you going to do? I just played Arkham Knight, and it really showed me how bad Gotham Knights is. Oh, yeah. When you look at the production value, the graphics, the fidelity of animations, everything, it's just not even close. It's like, what were you doing for 7 years? It was unreal. Ridiculous. Evil Within games, I haven't really played them. They look cool. But, like, haven't really played them. But I'm intrigued. Rocky's not a monster. He's a man of culture. Yes, he lives in a cage like a monster. Yes, sometimes he can act like a monster, but he's a man of culture who shares a lot of similarities with a monster. But yeah, that's different. A cultured monster. So yay or nay on Fallen Order? Like playing it, you mean? What time is it? Damn it. I think it's probably a nay at this point. We went way long on those reactions. I think we might have to call it there. But you know what? This was a blast. We got to chat. We got to hang out. We got to socialize. We got to roast Rocky. It's a good time. It's a good time. Thank you to everybody who submitted, for one. I really do appreciate all of that. That's great. And thank you to everybody for the donations. We had some very, very generous donations come in. And it was really, really cool. Then on Friday, maybe I will be out of town on Friday. I guess it depends on when we leave, but as of right now, what my understanding is that we will be leaving Friday morning. So I will not be able to stream from this computer on Friday. What I might do is if I have reception, just stream. Excuse me, I just inhaled a burp. I might stream from my phone and do that on the car ride while I'm in the passenger seat. But we'll see. Did I like High on Life? Really did, yeah. Merry Christmas, Luke. You know when Callisto full review comes out. I actually just filmed, and I gave the game a second chance to check the patch because I said it fixed it. And so that video I think will be going up probably on the 30th. And as for a full review, I'm going to be gauging how that review does. Or how that video does, and if that video does really well, then I'll do like a full critique. And if it just kind of tanks, then I'll just kind of move on from Callisto Protocol, unfortunately. But anyway, thanks for the stream as always. Luke, your vids and streams bring me a lot of joy. Awesome, Carl. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm glad. And you guys make this easy. I mean, again, this only works because you guys make it entertaining for me to hang out as well for hours upon hours at a time. Like today, we didn't even get time to play a game. We just chatted and hung out for 4 hours. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a compliment to you, not a compliment to me, that you guys can keep this entertaining enough for that. So I really do appreciate it. But happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you again to all of the donations that came in. You guys are truly humbling. Sorry, Rocky. Good morning. Good morning and good day. I'm going to bed. Thank you. Rocky's an all-star. All of you Aussies. Rocky and Imperium are Aussies, so they stay up very late for these streams. We'll have to shake it up and do an evening stream for them. But anyway, much love, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you before then. I love you all more than you possibly know. It's been a wonderful year, and I cannot wait for the next one. It's going to be even crazier. Podcasts, an extra stream day a week. It's going to be crazy. I'm looking very much to it. So stay safe, everybody. Hug your loved ones. Tell them Luke told you to. They won't understand it, but it'll be really funny. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Much love. I'll see you in the next one. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.